Good evening, everybody. I'm borrowing it out from one of my favorite live streamers out there, Crabman. But yeah. Welcome back to another Ramblin' Nights today, and I'm joined by my co-host Derica, aka Dark Neon, as usual.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think you had to like really muster that up. Here we go. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of faux accents and stuff in here, but yes, as you can tell by the thumbnail, wonderful thumbnail with some artifacts made by both Derica and myself. We and a couple of generator helps. We made this beautiful thumbnail to encapsulate this movie that is one of the biggest video game movies in recent memory. I mean, come on, that's not that too high a bar to cross. I mean, we've had Minecraft, like blow doors off stuff. Uh, even
Please, the Sonic trilogy.
even indie games are popping into the scene with stuff like Markiplier's Iron Lung, which was a smashing success for a movie with that tiny of a budget. But point is, whereas we had the comic
You're
book.
you're so glad. You're so glad that I showed you the videos that involved Markiplier playing
I would have been
simulation where
lost
what
as
the fuck
fuck
you're
with.
actually watching.
Yeah, I would have been even with knowing
Marissa is
that.
Marissa is never going to forgive me for roping me without getting her clued in.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But like I said, though, even with the knowledge, you're still going. It's still like, but it's clearly for them anyway. But yeah, so this is of course Illumination and Nintendo's big collaboration for the second time, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Not this because the previous one was the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which I think we did a review on. I don't know if we did it live. No, we didn't even
I
do.
believe we, I believe we did. It's probably buried somewhere so far, but I have to imagine we had to talked about some of it because we actually do have some. We do have at least some history with Mario games, even though we're not as big a fans. I think Josie here has played some of the older stuff, and I played roughly from Sunshine onwards.
Yeah,
Most especially the game that is the topic that this movie mostly got its big push on, the Super Mario Galaxy from the year 2007, which, like,
that's 20
long
years
story
next
short,
year.
it, yeah, long story short, it was the game that pushed me to actually do something that little me was notorious to not be able to do, is that actually saving money to put into getting something. It was like saving money to have the parents actually get it for me for Christmas. Only realized that they actually did get me the console and they gave me back all the money that I had saved up just so I can buy all the games, which included, of course, the very game that this movie just bounced off of, Mario Galaxy 2007,
Well, if we did talk about it,
which
I never posted
I
it.
have so many memories of. I have so many memories of playing the demos and just seeing like how colorful and magical it just popped out against all the Christmas decorations that was like set up in the kiosk around. Because that was like the big Nintendo push. The Wii was kind of like really. It was kind of like a year in, the years running, and it's basically like okay, that the Twilight Princess, that was warm up. Here comes the real big main course they're leading up to.
On top of that, We Like to Play was supposed to be like the biggest thing where, I mean, I'm sure we resort and did a lot of stuff making people get into the whole.
There's Drew. I'm sorry, Drew's in the chat. Of course, he's
Yoshi!
like very happy to see himself on something.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Like once again, I thank Derica for encouraging me to do that because we were joking during our scary movie thing. We got to make the thumbnails. I got to get all princessed up. And I said, "What about for me?" He's like, I don't know. You could be writing Drew or something. So, yeah, yeah.
I mean, we are pretty much specializing the two big standouts in this movie, but we'll get there. We get there. So, very quick
Uh,
recap of like the first
Before
movie.
we get there,
We
I will want to give a little side note that I was half tempted to have my fella with a green monocle and a R-wing badge belt, just as a little wink, wink. But then I thought the Yoshi thing was much more cuter to do. And even though you can't see me on camera, Derica can see me right now. I do indeed have a Mario cap on right now, so I'm matching my Sona right now.
Well, it's a baseball cap, but it's still red. It has the M emblem on it. It fits.
I did
Which,
want I
quite
did
frankly, in my opinion, I always feel like anytime I see like the Mario felt hats that they market that looks like the hat, I was like, I mean, it doesn't really look like the hat it's in the game. I don't know. I don't know how it is. They design and make it just has like a certain heft to it, because otherwise it always looks like it's kind of about to fly off everybody's heads
then
by
again,
this
the
hat.
most accurate looking Mario cap, ironically, is the Cappy hat, which doesn't even look like a Mario hat because it has the whole eyes on it. But those tend to be made out of foam and synthetic fibers to look more like, well, the game model. But yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, but yeah, so like I said, though, I thought it would be very funny to post on April Fools, like, look at me, I got my red hat, and it's like make adaptations really insane. Over it's a joke about other types of red caps if you're into American politics, but this is a Mario red cap. I'd rather have this cap than the other one. Thank you very much.
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so you were saying first movie came out. I remember. Okay, even before that. I mean, this is condensing 30 years of history. The fact that for a long time the Mario movie happened once in history, and that was such a catastrophic. What the hell happened that Nintendo didn't let anyone else touch Nintendo properties for a movie for a while.
It was basically the same reaction they had to when the Philips had the rights to Mario and Zelda to make. Well, I don't think I need to explain or elaborate further what they were, but needless to say, that scared off Nintendo from ever giving that license to anyone else aside from themselves. So, if you're expected to see, like, oh, maybe Nintendo could give these properties a cross-platform to a Sony, or maybe Xbox, we give the starving Xbox thing. No, you're barking up the wrong tree.
And if
That
you
is shit is never, ever going to happen.
And if you
No,
want to
it is.
have collabs with them, they're going to be exclusive to their Nintendo consoles only. So if you want to see Mario doing the gritty on Fortnite, it would only be on the Switch. Because that was actually why a Samus collab fell apart. She was going to be across the shop, and then Nintendo only stipulated that she can only be playable on the Nintendo consoles. And Epic's all like, we have them everywhere, so that's why that one didn't go anywhere. So yeah, Nintendo is very, very particular to property, so that's why it was a big deal when they actually announced that they were making an animated movie, which people thought, bingo. That's the real tragedy of the '93 movie was that before they went to a whole different crew with a very controlling mother, husband and wife team, watch the What Happened video on that to get more details. I mean, I swear that we learned so much from What Happened. But yeah, that there was plans from people on there to actually make a full blown either animated or something more faithful and I think like it was going to be very kid oriented, very very cutesy. I think we're going to use puppets and everything. It was going to be very close to the source. And you get the Max Headroom people to say we're going to make it this dark dystopian dinosaur thing, and like we're lucky to even get half the stuff that resembles anything from the games in that. But yeah, like I
Well,
said,
it is kind of funny you mentioned that, considering that there's a scene later on that it looks like, is Nintendo self-referencing '93 very lightly,
that's what I was thinking
like the
too.
tone and look of it? It's, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyways, so yeah, I actually have the weirdest relationship, considering that the original Mario movie came out when I was pretty much practically a baby, so I didn't actually get a chance to see it at the time. Like, I heard through the grapevine, I was like, oh, there was a Mario movie. Oh, I just gotta get like the DVD and like managed to get eBay to get a couple of figures of Mario, Luigi. I think also, yeah, no, it was just basically those two. But I know they were advertised. They had a Goomba figure and they had King Koopa figure, but I didn't get that.
But
So
yeah,
I just really focused on the plumbers. But it was kind of weird to see a movie that was basically so far removed. But it's like, I guess this is how movies are made.
I mean,
Clearly, that's not the case. This should be
I do have a
how
soft spot for it the same way I do for G98, but G98 I'm very nostalgic
I
for.
I I know I know for a fact that you adore it mainly because of the Yoshi puppet.
Yes, Yoshi is good. I mean, if you want to make me love, you just put Yoshi's in it. I guess you could even actually imagine the baby Godzilla scene from '98 where they're attacking everybody, but replace it with all the Yoshi nom sounds. Mother chasing after Matthew Broderick. I gotta do that now. Shit, I gotta do that now.
Yoshi.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, wrong
And
floor.
literally have the one that's had you literally have the one that has popcorn in his mouth, open his mouth, and you hear like Yoshi.
Wrong floor. Oh god, I gotta do that now. Anyway, but yeah, so almost 20, 30 years to the year of it coming out, do we get the Illumination movie? I remember first people were concerned because one, it comes out of nowhere in a direct where they're just dropping that we're doing this movie and we already got our people. We got Star Lord as Mario. We got Seth Rogen as
What?
DK. We got Charlie Day as Luigi. Which we go, okay, that guy's actually good. And
Okay, no, that would actually that sounds pretty legit.
and of course, you know it's coming. Every time that name pops up, I gotta bring up the stupid. In fact, I'm gonna put the image on screen. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But Anya Taylor Joy, who we had just seen as Magic in New Mutants, but we're not gonna hold that against her. Recently, you can see her kick ass as Furiosa in Furiosa. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she okay.
And then of course there was the biggest name that got
Oh yeah, this.
hilarious uproar. They made us had to see it. Jack Black playing the role of King Bowser.
And even, I remember before that even had any footage of it, everyone was dubbing like random Poe clips or Tenacious D clips to animated Bowser's. That especially that famous bit from that rant where he yells out, "Fuck you, you dick!" That the meme noise. So yeah, and then of course the trailer came up. I remember
I
people.
I must
Hmm.
I mostly remember the memes where people had animated Luigi over Charlie Day's
Oh yes,
random
the
Pepe
the
Sylvia.
Pepper Sylvia. Carol, Carol. You know what I find out? You know what I find out? There is no Carol in HR. But yeah, so the trailers come on. People are a little iffy. Like, okay, so we got a tough-looking Peach that doesn't seem to like really need Mario. Oh no, it's gonna be one of those movies. We got Chris Pratt. They say, "This sounds like Chris Pratt." Like, well, yeah, you hire a guy so that it sounds like a guy. Um, and you have, I mean, there was all sorts of things, people going up against it, going like, I don't know about this movie, and people doubting it. So of course, when it actually came out, people are going, wait, this is actually halfway decent, like good, like
Fun.
it's fun. That was a big thing because yes, it's your base.
Keyword is fun. That's yeah. Keyword is fun. That's what sold us main games. Actually, this funny thing is there's in another server where there's people around all walks of life that are trying to figure out what is it that people love about the Mario movies, despite the fact that their plot is so like thin, paper thin.
Is it a game
And I
apologist?
think I remember. No, I just remember. Well, yeah, it's actually in the Game Apologist server.
That's what I was
But
thinking.
basically, someone said like how to make good movie using already existing IP. Step one: respect the characters and motivations from the source material.
Sam
Step
Raimi.
two: respect the fans of respect the fans of said IP.
Sam
Step
Raimi.
three: respect your audience's step three: respect your audience's time.
Sam Raimi.
In step four: respect the writers, animators, voice actors, and the rest of the crew.
I could say Sam Raimi until
Step
then
five,
multiverse of happened. Sorry.
and then step five: hope you did steps 1 through 4 correctly as you release your movie in theaters.
Yeah. But you know, I keep bringing up Sam Raimi because that comes to mind immediately. Like what got the material, what got it right was his Spider-Man, and the guys who try to change it up to like just because I want to put my stamp on it usually end up flubbing over that kind of thing. And then there's some guys who can make it work. Like Christopher Nolan revamped Batman down to his boyless bare essence and made something that when you argue,
Dude,
uh, comic Batman would not like Dark Knight Batman. I'll tell you that right now.
I was about to say it's like Chris Nolan changed that in to admittedly its detriment. Like now the goddamn Joker is basically more about chaos and plans and all that rather than just
So
spur of
that's
the moment. Like the dude will like to do. He wants to trademark
smiling
fish
fish.
to have his face smiley fish just because he poisoned the fish to make his face look like it.
Just for giggles, literally, just for a laugh. But yeah, anyway, off topic. But yeah, so but you got a point then. In fact, another example of that is the Sonic movie. Surprisingly, even though that was an uphill battle, don't forget that Jeff Fowler had to like hope and pray that he was able to get a second shot at it after the producer that
After the
Tom
moment where Jonesy will forever live in infamy as saying like, "Oh, look, it's a cute design."
the yeah, when the first Sonic design came out and people rioted against it, and it was what's his name, the guy that Ryan Reynolds broke up with and directed Dark Fate, shit, his name's eluding me, but he was the producer for Sonic, and he said that, well, we got to make it real, we got to do this kind of stuff like that. And once that backlash was so
We have we have
huge.
we have to we have to we have to model it after Ted. Yes, Ted, the teddy bear, the Seth MacFarlane teddy bears.
Yeah, basically
This
that.
is so far removed from how he should be portraying Sonic the
So
Hedgehog.
Jeff went through the trouble of getting guys who knew the material, like Tyson Hess, and he himself had history working on like earlier games. So of course he was going to put that in there. Obviously, the first movie he didn't have full reign to do that, but as more of those movies went on, the more he was able to drip feed and put it until he was able to put in more of a big fan thing in in Sonic 3 Tokyo Mission. And that those step 1 through 5, you can tell a lot of that was ignored for the first Mario movie with this that writing husband and wife team who was like they're above the material, like, oh, this is a childish kids game, it's just a video game with no story, we can add our own depth to it. And it got so bad that poor Bob Hoskins and Don Leguizamo had to get drunk in between scenes just to feel something going to work.
Man, those poor fellas.
Yeah, I mean, Leguizamo's still
Honestly, I feel
proud of.
like I feel like Bob Hoskins at the very least was a good. Okay, so there's like two different versions of Mario. It's like there's like the Brooklyn Mario, and then there's Italian Mario. The Brooklyn Mario was kind of like the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, where you get that kind of Lou Ferrigno like kind of voice
Lou
vibe.
Albino, not Lou Ferrigno. Lou
Lou
Ferrigno's the Hulk.
Lou Albano.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But the Lou Albano like very thick, very low down like Brooklyn accent kind of thing, because it's supposed to be like is a Brooklyn plumber. Essentially, and Bob Hoskins kind of fits that. Whereas the from '64
Oh,
onwards, he
Charles
kind of had this
Martinet.
like upbeat, kind of peppy Charles Martinet Italian like voice. It's just kind of got this like age, but a youthful age to it.
It,
If that's making
me
any
and
sense.
my sister always get a little heartfelt every time his cameos in the movie pop up as Jumpman. Are you kidding? It's a perfect. Wahoo! Like, aw. And then when him as Mario's father does that loud ass wahoo from the heart, you can tell that's basically Martinet's last wahoo when he sees his son save Brooklyn. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I said, that movie.
but
Yeah, but it was funny. Everyone was
no,
like
sorry, could you?
against everyone like say because you got, oh my god, you got the Minions guys doing the Mario movie. You got all these celeb voices. People are like, this could be, just another cash grab. But it actually was surprising that it got a lot of people to see it. I mean, hell, yeah, the critics, of course, didn't get it. There's a lot of referential stuff. They were just like, they felt like they had to be above the material. But you had the fan reaction jumping through the roof. In fact, you had those guys who were saying, oh, they're going to make Peach the girl boss. This is going to be a sunken ship fallacy thing. End up waving the flag saying, like, hi, take that, Disney, because I believe Mario went up against a Disney film at that same time, and it actually overcame it. They like
Which Disney film was that when it went out?
that
Which
was
one
uh
was it?
that was March 2023. Let me see what
Uh,
was it, 2023 or 2022?
I feel like I could have sworn it was like 2022. No, no, it wasn't, because 2022 was dominated by Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Then the there was originally going to be the December of that year, so it'd be basically have like that conflict going with like Sonic and Mario in the same year. But then Illumination thought, okay, you know what? Maybe we should just move it to the next year.
It was it
But
was
yeah, it's
it was
definitely 2023.
before the Little Mermaid came out.
Oh well, it wasn't that bad. Maybe to like
No, but there was
talk
one
about.
though where people. Oh yeah, Scream 6 came out that year. Shit, Shazam. Okay. John Wick 4. Geez, has it really been 3 years since the last John Wick movie? Well, I mean, just ballerina. Yeah,
Technically
I know.
no, because there's ballerina. I still need to see ballerina.
So do I. Yeah, Super Mario Bros. Movie and. Oh no, I don't think it was anything that was up against it directly, but they just wanted to say like this was one of the few studios outside of Disney to make like a huge profit margin for that year. In fact, the top 10 box office, Super Mario Bros. Movie was number two domestic gross wise, and Barbie was at the top of that year. So yay! Well, that was the year of Barbenheimer, so yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, point
Never
is,
forget Barbenheimer.
yeah, yeah. Point is though, is that the yeah, like I says, that movie ended up being a huge smash success. So of course a sequel was inevitable. And the movie kept the story pretty simple. It's a kind of an origin story for Mario and Luigi. Well, Mario mostly because Luigi ends up spending the movie sequestered as an object for it. Because this is the current day. So going after a captured princess is a little passe. So make it a brotherly love thing. So he's trying to save his brother with the help of a princess who can do almost anything according to the Toads. And you run into all sorts of Nintendo references along the way, but not at rapid fire pace. It's still in a way to say, okay, like I get that. Like I heard this track. There's a little Mac picture in the background. There's Yoshi's running in a herd in the background, like that kind of thing.
Hmm.
No, okay, now I'll say that right. I'll say this right now about this one. There's a lot more rapid fire, like blink and you miss it moments in this one. That watching it on a second time, I was able to pick it up more. But back then in that one, there was a lot of cute little
I,
things. Hmm.
I definitely had to include versus like, hey sis, when you see this again, pay attention to Junior's weapons arsenal. You'll see certain gameplay
Yes, we got it. We got it this
pieces.
time around. Yeah.
You're
So
you're very welcome.
yeah, thank you. So yeah, so like I said though, it did very well. Chris Pratt surprised people. Yeah, they got used to his voice, but everyone was afraid it was just going to be him doing Star Lord again. And I don't know, but he tried to put on a bit of an accent, not like a
I
super
feel
one.
like as 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 I said before, Charles Martinet kind of had like a age, but with the youthful vigor to it. Like Chris Pratt kind of had that. It's like he hasn't been through the ringer yet. He hasn't done through all the different World Eights or the Super Mario World or Super Mario Bros. 3 or
All that stuff.
64 or anything like that. No, he's basically like in his like him going green. He's basically like going through all this. Like he's basically a plumber, but he's like thrust into a world where like a society of apes like rides off living off of like a go kart.
So you're saying it's an isekai story? Yeah,
Basically, but he doesn't have to die through it.
you didn't have to get hit by Truck Coon. Yep.
No, he just had to get swallowed by a pipe.
But oh my god, yeah, like I said, that movie ended up being fun. Jack Black was a delight to the point where one of his songs went viral. The whole Peaches song, like God, kids loved quoting the Peaches
If you
song.
actually if you actually called it a song, it's basically just him repeating the name Peaches over and over and over again.
And the thing is, Jack Black is a
And yet
singer.
I can't get over. I cannot like stop listening to that. It's
And then, yeah, like I said, the
I
movie ended up being fun,
love it.
and of course, it already teased of a sequel at the end, and that got me excited. Was I know Game Apologists,
It's
everyone makes this
it's
joke. You're roboting. Your call is kind of y- oops. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, hold on. I'm having some disruption. Please hold. Yeah, I see it. You're lagging. Apologies, we are experiencing technical difficulties. I apologize for any inconvenience. Props to you if you played the game where that comes from. Chances are you guys did it because it was a licensed movie game, but knowing my ass, you guys not surprised it's from an Alien game. And I see you again.
Okay.
So you were saying,
Uh, I was saying that they literally teased the whole thing just like straight out of the ending of Godzilla '98, where it just panned down to like the lower levels of like the sewer system, and yet see the dinosaur egg as it's just about ready to hatch,
and then you
and
heard
it
the
lets out its
Yoshi.
tremendous monstrous roar of Yoshi.
And someone has already beaten me to the edit of the Godzilla egg at the very end hatching, but instead of the roar, there's a big ol' Yoshi, and then Puff Daddy comes on. So someone has beaten me to that. Anyway, so that when they announced that there was going to be the Galaxy movie, because actually they were talking about it being Mario sequel for years, and then about last year or so, they did a whole title tease. Where okay, so you see the Mushroom Kingdom, everything looking great, everything looking fine. Then it goes to the stars, where then the title says Super Mario Galaxy movie, and a Luma pops up, and Luma's
And I about flipped the fuck out seeing that. It's like, oh yes, baby.
yeah. So the reason why Galaxy is such a big deal is not just because it was an innovative title on the Wii and stuff like that. You know, the controls is just fluid. It's the funnest thing I've ever played. I've only played it for the first time recently for the streams leading up to it. And I'm punching myself for holding out on this game for so long, but it's also one of the few with the deeper narrative. Because Mario games do have narratives to a lesser extent, but it's more about the gameplay than the story. I mean, 64 has the narrative of Peach's castle's been overrun by Bowser, and you gotta like unlock the keys. So there's that. But you're all about I get to have a foot race with this Koopa. I get to blow up King Bomb Bomb.
Identity, I think I realized that on Power Retrospective, Sunshine actually had a little bit more meat to
It
the story.
actually
It's like
did have a
Mario and
story.
Peach, Mario and Peach go to have vacation at Delfino. They get arrested because it turns out Mario has been framed for doing like extreme vandalism to the point of like literally ruining the societal nature of the island's inhabitants, only to realize that the one that was framing him is actually the son of Bowser, who is absolutely convinced that Peach is his mother and is basically like holding her for ransom to kind of have her join the family.
And then on top of
Oh, and
that,
then there's like fruit, and then there's Alola and Yoshi's involved that spit out juices.
oh, and of course, Flood is one of the best companions Mario's had in anything. So, I mean, you end up feeling for this damn talking backpack that's basically a water pump.
Yeah.
So yeah, that did have more of a narrative flow from Mario in the mid 2000s. So obviously, building off of that, we got a
But
narrative.
but but the reason why people have a connection to Mario Galaxy is the presentation of it. Like the very opening shot of like Mario going off to see Princess Peach as the Star Festival is getting a festival that happens every 100 years because the comet that visits that brings about like all these colorful star bits. Is immediately ruined by the attack and invasion by Bowser on his flying ship armada. That it just is followed by a UFO that literally abducts the entire Peach's castle up from the ground, uproots it, and takes it up to the skies.
By the way,
Like
the first time I saw,
it's literally like one of the most it's literally like one of the most iconic standout like grab you by the neck and say, "You want an adventure? Here's some adventure for you."
even though it does have a bit
Thrust
of,
you into the midst of it.
even though it does have a bit of an air of melancholy, it's still a lighthearted game. It's not like this is, it's not like okay, this is gonna sound bad, but this is not like they were trying to do with Sonic 06 of we're gonna have high stakes drama, political intrigue, all this while foot racing with a blue hedgehog that's running at a mile miles an hour. And oh, by the way, did we mention that we didn't give him
I,
enough time to patch the bugs? So you're gonna like run into walls at high speed and insta die.
I was gonna say it's definitely not like a Twilight Princess, which was really a reaction to people like
Wind Waker being too cute.
admonishing and going, yeah, about Rainmaker being too cute. Only to realize that that's actually helping the game age a lot better, like finer wine.
Oh yeah, we're
Oops.
yeah, but yeah. So yeah, like I said, though, it is. Like I don't think we're ever gonna see the closest you're gonna see to a dark ass Mario adaptation would be that SNL sketch of Pedro Pascal as Mario Kart doing like a spoof of Last of Us with Mario Kart.
Actually, I'd argue that the darkest you ever get with Mario is, ironically enough, the Luigi's Mansion games. Because they have that
Yes, yeah.
air of horror and vibe, and literally Mario abducted to be like a portrait prisoner to King Boo. Like, see, I remember the first time I saw that image, that little cutscene of Mario like in the portrait. I was like freaked out as the see poor Luigi just reaching out and he couldn't reach because he's like trapped in this like little gargoyle mouth.
Yeah. So but yeah, but the Mario Galaxy movie is known for that. In fact, that was one of the biggest concerns going up, is they see all these references in the marketing, like in the trailers and stuff, but not a lot that hinted at the Galaxy until Rosalina herself popped up, uh, in one of the ads, and then but it felt very big. In fact, people thought jumping from world to galaxy was a big leap. Okay, yeah, I got you. And I'll say though that I don't like people thought the logical choice would have been you start with Mario Bros. The origin story, then you do Mario World or Mario Land to keep things going, more immersed in the Mushroom Kingdom, and then you go to the galaxy. But they would jump right to it right away, and I think that was a big concern for some, especially because the story of Galaxy feels more like a culmination thing rather than a direct follow up. But I think in the movie, it kind of just goes for that instead, jumping into the much more wider galaxy thing. How do we? I mean, there's a recent interview that explained why Miyamoto and the director of Illumination decided to go for the galaxy feel, just to really like uh, immerse the world for everybody. But like I says though, and some people might take the cynical route and say they only chose the Galaxy name because that's one of the highest selling titles for the franchise. I guess one can think that, but they did give legit reasons for why they wanted to go the Galaxy route. But I mean, it does lead to such stunning visuals. I'll say that right now for this movie that there's one thing you could say about it. It looks damn good. Like this is characters look exactly like you would hope they would, but with a little more oomph added behind them. So you see Rosalina, she goes from wearing a nice little cyan teal dress to having this shimmering satin gown that just is so captivating whenever she moves. I'm pretty sure a certain artist that draws glossy pictures will really appreciate that detail. You all know who I'm talking about if you know. But like,
Yeah, and yeah, it's to alleviate a lot of people's where it's like, oh, we're kind of capping it off by just going straight to Galaxy in the second game. I'd argue, I honestly thought the same thing. It's like, oh, they capped themselves like going putting Mario to like a spacefaring like galaxy adventure. There's no way he's gonna be able to top that. Cut to a couple years later in Super Mario Odyssey, comes to say, "Oh no, the world's a hell of a lot bigger and has a lot more to offer than you think. You
yeah,
don't need to go up to the stars to get an adventure."
but like I says, uh, this was the most hyped thing coming out this year. So the plot is basically pretty simple, and this is right off the opening. But this is just a basic plot with no spoilers. But I'll just say the thing is that, of course, we open up with Princess Rosalina and her observatory. Ready to read the story of the indelible Princess Peach, which her children go into saying they want to hear the
I
Mario
want to
Brothers.
hear about the plumbers.
Yeah, so that gets interrupted when they are attacked by malevolent force and Rosalina has been taken. That leads one of the Lumas to fly back to the Mushroom Kingdom to hear about these legendary heroes, Mario and Luigi, to help save Mama. And of course,
Well, actually, they actually asked Peach to save it because
good
Rosie
night.
said if anything happens, look to her.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Yeah. We'll see you in the morning, mommy. Give me a moment.
And basically, while Peach is away, the Mario Brothers have to like settle themselves down to the ground and keep the Mushroom Kingdom uh going on without her. And meanwhile, we see that the after effects of Bowser's defeat at the hands of the Mario Brothers and by proxy Princess Peach is still under the effects of the I don't know what it's called. It's the the poison mushroom, which basically made Bowser be like the size of about a golf ball, roughly. And so they are then like met by the his son Bowser Jr., who has come to reclaim his father, and of course, more hijinks ensue as they are now thrusted up from the Mushroom Kingdom into the sprawl of the very stars and different planets
And might I
centered
add,
among them.
there's a Yoshi involved. So yeah,
Yes, they still managed to follow through on the after credits scene.
because then again, Was Yoshi in the first Galaxy game at any point?
Uh, they kind of tease at him. Actually, his head is one of the save
I know
icons.
that.
If you start a file, and then they kind of tease his egg with the egg planets, like one of the egg shapes,
And I know you
or the
loathe
planetoids,
the part.
the planetoids you can walk on.
I know you're not a big fan of.
He then only becomes a it then only becomes a big factor in the sequel, Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I've still yet to actually get myself started on the Switch version. I just never had time yet.
Although I did hear it is a lot more fun to play, but I know the narrative,
It
getting a seat back, did bug you.
it basically my feelings are, I love this. Actually, I really love the gameplay of Super Mario Galaxy 1, but I feel like I could have had a little bit more. But I love the narrative and the presentation and the vibe the first one had. And the second one gives me a whole lot more gameplay, but me just say like, oh, plot story, I hate it, get rid of it, make it streamlined, more easy.
People might be thinking that's what he felt like with this movie, since he had a direct hand in this one too. But because if the story sounds easy, it's because that's usually Miyamoto's focus. If you're focusing on your presentation and your gameplay, or in this case action versus a cohesive narrative, because that's how it is with games. You kind of just go in there for the flow. And yes, you do have a narrative skeleton to help you keep invested in why you should be caring about stopping the turtle to go get the princess and stuff like that. But
Man,
it,
the presentation looked really. The presentation in Super Mario Galaxy 2 looked very like. Imagine it's like Super Mario Galaxy was like the theatrical like budget, the presentation,
oh no, I know where
and
this is
Super Mario
going.
Galaxy 2 is basically the direct to video sequel
Oof,
for a Disney movie.
those can be good. Maybe not a lot of them are out there, but
One of the cheaper ones, the ones that are basically aren't really movies, they're just cobbled together failed pilot episodes of a TV show that kind of fell through.
but yeah.
That level of cheapness.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So we should go off and see our cast of characters because there's a lot to go over. I mean, there's some people say there's not a lot of substance, but there's still enough to kind of dig into for the night for talk about. So on our list, because you got to talk with the main man himself, Chris Pratt as Mario for the second time around, and once again, I think he carried over the same energy he had in the first one. Because I don't know why people keep saying, oh, he's just using his voice. Well, he kind of turns it up a bit where you go like, yeah, it sounds like he's got a bit of a Brooklynish to him. He's not going over the top of the accent, but still, he does give a legit
He's
wahoo in this movie.
I feel like he has like a nice lighter tone in presentation. It's the same kind of light tone that Mario in the games has. I feel it's like the kind. I feel like what people want is the Charles Martinet like you know high like high low kind of like I don't know what kind of words emphasis. He wants the emphasis, but I feel like if someone was actually literally talking that way throughout the entire movie, it'd be like, okay, are you actually like, is this what you want us to do, or it just feels like you just want to hear yourself talk?
Well, if you want that, just watch Jared Leto in House of Gucci by Ridley Scott featuring Lady Gaga. Supposedly, he plays one of the other guys as the family, but in heavy makeup because he's supposed to be older. And they say he goes full ham with his Italian accent.
Yeah,
But anyway, but yeah,
but
so
you say it. I feel like Chris Pratt is able to give that level, but it's also able to give him more inflections, more vulnerabilities. Like this is the this And then we joke that Nintendo's nowadays is probably having this going in their face of like, ew, cooties, because they're making all the relationships be like, oh no, they're not in lovey doves, they're just friends. It's like there ain't no goddamn way we're gonna buy the fact that all these and and cutscene scenes of Link and Zelda or Mario Peach are just friends. Unless you're trying to emphasize they're friends with benefits, in which case that's an even lower form.
I'll tell you who's definitely just friends. Samus and Malkovich, because Malkovich is a dead computer inside her ship. Little Metroid other M joke in there, but you see what happens when you put a narrative in Metroid. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said though, this. So what do you think about the accusations of that just sounds like Chris Pratt? Because I'll be honest, I'm not thinking Star Lord when he talks. I'm not thinking Owen Grady when he talks. If anything, Owen Grady and Star Lord are interchangeable to me. But when it's Mario, it doesn't really quite register to me as that's just you know Emmett or Star Lord or thing. What do you think about that? Those type of critiques.
It's I think it's just people just really just still annoyed and pissed off that we have big name stars doing voice work when there's like voice actors that could literally do that kind of work.
Which I mean,
But of
you look
course,
at
oh no, they're not. They don't bring in the big bucks. Like they're not the big names. Like you need to slam the big names. You need to slam your Keanu Reeves. You need to slam your Idris Elba. Oops, there I go again. Bringing up Sonic.
although Sonic
And
does have
it's
the
really easy with
edge,
Sonic.
it has Colleen.
It yeah, but even then, I feel like that they they only stuck with Colleen because they used her for the end credit scene. If you're gonna tease someone, you usually tease them without letting them speak. But obviously, they didn't know if that Sonic movie was gonna even go through, continue on, or anything like that. So they're like, you know what? It's just for like nice karate giggles. Let's just bring in the actress that does Tails, just voice him for the end tease.
Yeah.
And once it actually went through, it's like, oh, I guess you gotta keep her to keep it consistent.
But yeah, but yeah, I thought Chris Pratt did just as well as he did. In fact, some people feel he might have actually done a little better than his first time out because he's actually got more of a flow going on, and even he does have deliver some comedic timing pretty well with some of his lines. But yeah, and of course the expressions in Mario is great. Like what's great about Mario is that his big thing is trying to like convince himself that he can really tell Peach how he feels about her, but while his wingmen are like joking about how oh man he's wanting to pop at the question, and he's
And of
like
course,
no no
he
no, and he's
inviting
going he's just friends, just friends. That's his whole deal. Like he's trying to keep the Nintendo status quo, and Luigi and Yoshi are elbow nudging like we know what's really going on in there. Oh, and also he's
and
still
speaking
very
of, I guess you could just
go on. Yeah,
no. I was gonna move on to the next character. You finish.
yeah, I think it's right. He still does have great chemistry with his bro Luigi. In fact, like you were probably going to mention, then we're going to go into Charlie Day as Luigi, which thank God he's actually here for the rest of the adventure and not sequestered away. Because as much as we loved him in the last movie where he's perfect as Luigi, it did feel kind of bad that
He didn't really get to do much as Luigi, except for first, like the first act and then the last act. The
although
whole middle act, he's basically the damsel in distress, which is ironic considering one of the comics he played as Peach, while Peach played as Luigi. So, oh god, they actually did that on purpose just to be like a very, 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 very deep cut reference.
maybe, but like this, he does deliver one of the funniest lines in the whole movie that we always laughed at. Like twice, we both laughed very hard at it. Because the castle gets displaced, and of course it got destroyed on one of the other galaxy planets. So when the Lumas say, "Let's go see the legendary, castle," and they go, "Where's the castle?" Oh, well, you see, the castle,
But
it died.
died.
We laughed so hard at Charlie Day delivering "It died." Like, good, like I hope you got it. Your audience got a big laugh because ours did the first time he's done. Yeah.
Oh, we got a big laugh, among other things, because of course he had kids in the audience.
But yeah, but
But
the castle
yeah,
died. That made me just laugh because it reminds me of those stories of people who have their pets and someone goes to summer camp or whatever, and they come back and go, "What happened to my fish?" or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, it went to the happy ocean." But yeah, but Luigi not coming up with any proper thing. I mean, like I said, he's got great comedic timing where he's trying to be more than just a scared guy, but he can't help himself when something does scare him. Like when they're in the creepy tunnels looking for a problematic pipe, which happens to feature a little critter flying around, and yeah, he like I says, but he does get some moments in. Like I thought it was pretty cool when during the Bowser Jr. invasion, when he got Mario at his mercy when Luigi does a move and a knockback, which totally reminded me of like a Smash Brothers maneuver before hurting his knees, of course.
yeah.
like I said, Charlie Day as Luigi was perfect from the get go. And like even if he didn't do the over the top accent, he still had that Luigi essence that totally works. So when he has to play scary, he
And he,
does that really
but
well.
also, yeah, he basically has the vibe of like Luigi's like you're scared, panic, on hyper alert. It's like I'm brave. I'm a lot braver. I'm not brave.
He's
I'm
basically
scared.
he's kind of like Fear from the Inside Out series.
I guess you could say that.
But yeah, so I'm gonna sure if we do an Inside Out emotional peek into Luigi's head, all of them are red, blue, and yellow versions of the Fear character with the L caps.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I said though, he gets some of his standout moments, and of course, him and
The funny thing is that he also has like a I guess you could say the friendship to King Bowser while he's like in his
rehabilitation.
diminished captivity,
Yeah, yeah,
his rehabilitation, having a
the
book
book
club
club. Yeah, and yeah, like I said
to the
that.
point where fans have literally headcanon that Luigi and Bowser have a friend like deep friendship bond going on,
Yeah,
or
because
possibly a little bit more,
yeah,
considering how far into the internet you go to.
well, you can kind of figure it out during Bowser's greeting when he sees Luigi. It's very like, "Oh, hey, Luigi," but Mario's like, "Sup, Mario?" Like, "Oh, it's you." Like
Sup, Mario?
that tone of "Oh, it's you" versus "Oh, hey." Like, like it or not, a lot of us in life do have those people where you see someone you wave at that you really like to see. Like, let's say I see like Drew, and then you have someone that I don't think of anyone we could think of that personally. I don't know the president walking down the street, be like, "Oh, it's you."
Dylan.
Yeah, but yeah. So I thought that one they did work well enough. And people might say, well, we're kind of skipping on them because well, this movie's jam packed. So what else can we add? So let's see. The
Next up, I'm very excited if we have Anna Taylor-Joy returning as our very lovely but very dynamic and kick-ass Princess Peach.
and I think she has a lot more
Yeah.
character to her in this movie than she did in the last one. I mean, I'm saying she didn't have enough in the last one, but
Which is, and it's saying a lot considering that she had plenty to go off with in the first one. To the point where a lot of people were wondering, like, are you sure this is a Mario movie? Because it's more of like a Princess Peach movie. And to that I say, you know what? Honestly, I'm not. Oh god, what are you giggling at? You sent me something. I had to look.
you're gonna know it. You just said the name, so.
Ouch! This joke, yeah. Just found out Anna Taylor-Joy got married. It wasn't me. You did not marry Anna Taylor-Joy. I did.
It's okay. I had to get
It,
that out of
it,
my system.
it's it's stopped being funny after the second time, bro.
I know. I keep doing it. Anyway, so yeah. The thing is that she is kind of adrift in this movie. And I'm not saying the characters, but her internally, she's feeling like it's this big party for her. But the thing about her is that she says, this doesn't. It's just the day she would have arrived. What she doesn't even know her family if she came from anywhere out there. So she kind of just feels like, yes, it's the ceremonial day that celebrates me. And I know some people might have a big, but lip bite because it's not the Grand Star Festival. It's just Princess Peach's, uh, you know, arrival
It's
day.
just serendipitous that happens to happen on the moment that the stars fell
Yeah.
at the Star Festival.
So I guess you could say this is her B. Arthur
Because to
day.
me, because you can argue argue that like oh it's like it's this thing kind of happens every 100 years. We kind of forgot that after we had brought in Peach into our lives, but well, it's a wondrous thing to enjoy and experience. So hooray for us!
Yeah, is it? Okay. Can I just say, this is gonna sound really stupid and weird, but I love how her gloves are animated in this movie. Just, it's very
Really?
mesmerizing. Yeah, just the
Oh, it's because how they're very soft and
shiny.
shiny
I
and all
mean,
that.
yeah, yeah. It's just, and it looks like it's not like uncanny real, but you feel like if you were to actually like give it a little bit of a wipe, you'd feel like, oh, that's like if you got like the best blanket or something like that, satin silk. And like I said though, she still gets to, she gets to really like. Last time she was all mission based because of the whole Army of the Kongs thing, and having to show Mario this whole world thing. In this one, she's leading the charge to go and get Rosalina because the Luma's heard that if any trouble were to come, find Princess Peach. So, what's great
And of
up.
course, during this mission, she does realize that she has like these repressed memories that could reveal where her origin comes from, and all that has to do with Rosalina. So
Yeah.
of course, like as much as people say, "Oh, this one is barely had any plot," it's like, uh, it has quite a bit of plot considering that it's literally a driving force for Peach to figure out who she actually is, and where she came from, which all gets revealed. Say it with me now. In a storybook, much like the best part of the Super Mario Galaxy video game. The backstory is told in the book.
Hmm. So yeah, so people saying they didn't really feature much from the
So I guess
Galaxy.
if it's it, so I guess when it's done in the video game, everyone loves it. But if you put it in the movie, just light, no plot. Where's the story?
But yeah, so the thing is, yeah, she gets some action scenes that still remain true to Peach. In fact, I kept joking when she got the gift of the parasol from Mario. I told my friend right next to me, "Up B," which, if you're a Smash player, that's the combo to make the umbrella, the parasol pop up to like whack people, and then you glide down safely. It's helpful for when you're trying to recover when you get launched and you gotta jump
It
back and parasol.
I it's so funny that he gets the parasol in this movie, namely because give me a second here.
Oh, the figure.
It literally came with her in the action figure for the first movie, right down to the heart handle and how the parasol is wrapped. It's like they just planned this, and they just realized, oh wait, we never gave her a parasol like we did with the toys. Oh, I guess we have to figure that one out.
Yeah, and oh goodness, like I said, she gets to use it in a way that it's the thing about her fighting is it's still like very action packed and frenetic, but it still feels like Peach. It's not like she totally turns into a Bruce Lee or whatever when she goes into a fight. She does maneuvers and stuff that makes sense for the character of Peach for how she was raised in this world versus the things she uses to her advantage. Like that whole scene with her in the cube world with the walls where gravity's like all wibbly wobbly is some of the best looking stuff I've seen in an animated film.
And it also involves characters that would be in the first game that Princess Peach is ever actually playable, Super Mario Brothers 2. Or, of course, everyone knows it's actually Doki Doki Panic, just
Which
got repainted to look like Mario.
who's the joke? Someone said
Which they actually,
in a review that every time I mention that Doki Doki Panic used to be Mario 2 with Doki Doki Panic, I gotta give I think it was Peanut Butter Gamer $1 or something like that. As a joke someone said.
but yeah, I do love that they actually had her face the likes of Wart and Birdo. In fact, so on my second watch through, I actually brought my like new girlfriend Jennifer. It's a very lovely woman, light of my life, absolute gem of a person to talk to and get to
Oh,
know. This is actually our first movie date we had together, and her eyes lit up when she realized that Wart was actually going to be in the movie because she only heard rumors about it. When I kind of alluded to her that, oh yeah, Wart's going to be here. That this is where Peach meets Wart, and she sees Mouser, she sees Birdo, and there she sees Wart, and it's like basically like a dream come true for her. And see Peach just go ham on all the ninjas. It's an absolute delightful thing to
it's
watch.
also funny that Toad is in that mission too because Toad was playable in Doki Doki as well, despite being that your princess is another castle guy in the previous movie.
You little son of a bitch! Why you? Sorry. Need your reaction to that line.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah. Like I said, though, that uh, in fact, I think we should probably lump him in here because he doesn't really get a whole lot to do. Is Keegan Michael Key as Toad? So he really is Peach's wingman for this whole movie, which is great and all. And again, they're jam packed with so much
He's the
character.
only, he's the only he's the only Toad that is willing to let Peach go do the mission that she feels she needs to do, while everyone else is say, no, she can't go. We're useless in like hopeless without her. We literally our entire society would crumble.
Oh, yeah,
Is
that is a
something that
great.
everyone kind of jokes. Something everyone jokes to say. I mean, is Peach really a figurehead? Because it feels like the Toads, actually are the ones that run the Russian Kingdom.
And we see in the montage of the
Clearly, this
Mario's
movie
helping the
says like,
Toads.
yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah, they would fall apart without her. And some people find that it's kind of odd that both the Lumas and the Toads kind of have their princess figures as sort of the mommy that takes care of them, so to speak. I mean, the Lumas, it makes more sense because they're more childlike and stuff. But the Toads have a whole civilization in the city, and they're the ones that raised her to begin with.
yes, Yoshi. We do like the Yoshi, Luigi and Yoshi moments. It's like the that's the more I see.
Which I
Which
laugh.
funny enough, that that song is humorous given that that's the song that the weird Mario head from the Mario teacher's typing uh
When the moon
sings.
hits your eye like a big pizza bite, that's amore. And when an eel stomps out and bites off your snout, that's amore. Get it? More eel? Okie dokie, get ready to use your fingers. Sister laughs because someone made an edit of that, and that makes her laugh so hard. As part of the SMG4, parody videos. That guy retired last year. I kind of feel sad about that. But anyway, like I said though,
Went on a
Toad,
high note, I feel.
yeah, Toad doesn't get a lot to do, but when he does have moments, I mean, Keegan still does a good job. And the funny thing is, there seems to be this sort of little rivalry between him and Yoshi, where he keeps going like, "So this cool dinosaur just popped out of the gang and is suddenly part with everybody's cool with him." Okay.
He does kind of have to team up with Yoshi to handle the babyfied Mario and Luigi on the dinosaur planet.
Oh yeah, that was a fun moment. But yeah, like I said, Toad does get that part where he has the most like anyone who's been a babysitter probably had the most lip biting, stress inducing moments of seeing babies in your care walk up to a friggin' T Rex.
It almost feels like those old cartoons where you always have that caregiver figure that's just trying to chase the baby through all the goddamn construction sites that seem to have no security at all, and it allows the baby to just serendipitously just get get through the entire like very very dangerous and very thin to hazardous materials of the construction site ever. Why is that trope ever actually a thing? It just happens every single goddamn time.
So yeah, like I said though, but I do like Toad. He's still pretty good. But like it does feel like with Yoshi being in this, he kind of is like I mean he's more of Peach's sidekick for this for when they split up. I mean, there's a bit where he does have some great intentional bits, like when they go to the Gateway Galaxy and a cute little monkey ends up stealing his stuff. He's freaking out because not only does it have the power ups, it has his unfinished novel in there.
Which you can see him like constantly like working on or reading it every time you cut see him like needing to like interact in the movie.
I noticed though that I think they gave him the headlight and everything to make it more evoke Captain Toad, given that he was Captain Toad for the Mario Galaxy segment he appears in the game, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, but the Keegan Michael Key is still a joy. I mean, I think he had a much more meteor role, of course, as B in B-127 in in Transformers One. But I mean, come on, that's one of the major three characters. So, but here, like, we already got a good slice of him in the first Mario movie. So I'm not too bummed out about him being a little bit relegated to the back, but he still has important parts to play. Yeah, but Peach's whole scene with Wart. Actually, when both of them go into the false wall to find the hidden, place, we all heard the Cantina theme play in our head. Come on, let's admit it. Yeah,
The
Moss.
Katia theme would immediately go to like, oh shit, this is like Brooklyn in the future or the Bronx of today.
Yeah, well, we kind of went from Moss Eisley to Canto Bite in a minute. Only people won't complain about how long this casino segment takes. I bet you. But yeah, so but like I said, Anya Taylor Joy when she does get rolling, I mean, I'm sure she has a scene that probably has a lot of like giantess people go, ooh, that doing the Yugi Moto meme of it should have been me, not him. During that, I look like a snitch scene.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, Anna Taylor was great. She does deliver the emotion, especially the great moment when things have gone to pot. And what can she do but kick rocks? Because she's super angry, but she can't let it know. Because even Mario's like, I understand you're frustrated. No, 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 princesses don't get frustrated. And you can tell,
Okay, I get not frustrated with you.
you can tell she wants to blow her top because anything that could have gone wrong went wrong. So the fact that Mario was able to help believe that was such a cute little character building moment. Like, oh, and she was very cute during the watching the stars fall because I love that bit when she says she's not a big fan of birthdays because she doesn't know where she comes from, and Mario mentions, "Well, since it's not your birthday, I guess you wouldn't mind a gift, would you?" And she, the way she opens it up looks so cute, like oh, like
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like I said, Anya Taylor Joy is very serviceable. I don't know if why anyone would have a problem with her Peach portrayal, and I know there's
I
some.
I fucking love her as I fucking love her as Peach. There, I fucking said it.
Yeah, maybe they're sore because they weren't the ones to marry her. He did. Yeah. Anyway, but oh yeah, I okay. The one thing people that say that her being this athletic and tomboyish probably kind of takes away from a similar princess in the games, and I say, well, she,
Oh, oh, but I have plans for that.
but
You'll see when we get there.
she isn't. But even when she plays golf and baseball and strikers, she's just as into it as all her other princess contemporaries. So I don't see why she's not like, oh no, this exertion stuff is too much for me. So I don't know where people got this idea of Peach being that. I guess saving her makes people think that.
Al-
Hmm.
Also, not, also they're probably forgetting how like very proactive the Princess Toadstool of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show and Super Mario Bros. 3 and the Super Mario World cartoons were.
Yeah.
And let's face it, she wasn't exactly like put on the side. She was literally running up, charging along with Toad and Luigi and Mario against Koopa and all the different like dumb miscellaneous like schemes he gets and like all the different variants that he becomes.
Oh, I can't wait
Weird,
for.
but point being is that she's always actively running and getting into action and not being like, oh no, I'm such a princess. I just can't do anything but just to dance and shake my hips and just wave my umbrella in the air.
But I can't
Like,
wait
like I
for.
can't believe those people like really thought that she needs to be that.
Well, I know I can't wait for Princess Zelda to take charge in the new Zelda movie, and people forget that "Excuse me, Princess" was a thing.
Or that's the entirety of the fucking like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Calamity, Imprisonment. That's all that
Okay,
that she's that take charge.
now people have been on and off about what they like about this movie, but one thing I heard as a consistent that people keep wishing there was more of in this movie is this next fella. His enthusiasm just comes off the screen, and that is Jack Black as Bowser once again. And oh, God, anytime he is on screen, you're
The
just
King of the Koopas.
every time he's on screen, you're just like, oh, like some of the bickering they do in this movie, I could watch
Uh,
a whole mini series on YouTube of just that of them doing stuff like that.
but you know what the best part I feel like is every time that he's interacting with his son, it's just
Oh God,
the fucking backstory with him telling the bedtime story with the puppets. I don't
you
know,
can
man. Me
tell
and Jen were just kind of awing and cooing at that.
if the ad council still makes those ads for TV about special dads and daddies, like they did that with Godzilla and Minya for the Son of Godzilla clip. I can totally see them just taking clips out of context for that for Bowser and Bowser Jr. just being together, saying just be a dad to your kid type of thing. Yeah, but
Yeah.
what's just as interesting though, some people either take issue or they think is the whole Bowser redemption arc, because even in the game, it's most of the time whenever Bowser joins forces in Mario, it's not because hey I think you're cool. It's usually there's a bigger threat ready to crush us, and I really need your help to get rid of it type situation most of the time in the games, right?
I think the thing that he wanted to get was to be reunited with his son, which he manages to do. It's just he just needs like the. I think what he was trying to do with the Honey Hive Kingdom was basically like let these guys go to find the. Basically, if whoever they're trying to find would be with Bowser Jr. So if Bowser Jr. is found, then they'll directed him to Bowser, and he gets his son back.
Well, I think well,
I think that's what his logic and mindset was.
no, I think at the time he was originally it was I gotta get out of here because I've been humiliated and stuck as a pet turtle for the last for who knows how long. But he wants to say that I've been extra good. I've been super awesome. Like he really wants to. Which Mario's all like, come on. Are you really like you tried to kill us? So you think I'm really gonna believe that you changed just because you're dating book club with my brother and stuff like that? And Luigi's the one willing to give Bowser the benefit of the doubt most of the time. I mean, okay, I'll tell you right away. I'll tell you right
I
now. One
I
complaint.
I feel like I feel like I understand why Bowser just went back from his redemption to being who he is because well, that's the type of person that his son looks up to. It's like, why the hell would you change yourself to be something that is completely different to what your
Yeah,
son is literally modeled after?
so that's why I don't have issue with the heel turn that people have. Like, say, why do you set up the redemption arc if he's going to just go back to being evil again? Like, this is the reverse of what you usually expect. Usually, you say how the parents are an influence on the kid, and that changes the kid for the better or for worse. In this case, it's kind of like the teachings that he put in the kids ended up boomeranging back to him to make him decide, well, I could be lame and cool with these guys, or I could be cool with my son, which is what his son was looking up to, and like hell, I love that bit when
And then and then his son literally reminded him that he literally had. It's not just his son that idolizes him. He literally has an entire army of Koopas, Goombas, all those weird shell guys. It, that nobody knows what they're called. Literally cheering and praising him. This is what every fan of Mario knows, especially about Bowser's. Like, this is a guy that, despite having like an army and like the power hungriness, he is nothing but has admiration and loyalty to his followers.
yeah, in
Like
fact,
right down to them being able to put their lives on the line just to see his glory and plans rise to fruition.
so I mean, like I saw someone say this when they were talking about Mario Nintendo villains, and they say like it was comparing King K. and Bowser, saying how Bowser is a monster who acts like a king, whereas King K. is a king who acts like a monster. Like that's one thing I thought, like, oh, I never thought about it that way. But you can definitely see it in there. So even though he's a big monstrous, people think is a dumb fire breathing brute, he actually has some charisma to have like his followers willing to put up with his marriage plot a while ago, and now they're really ready to go for galactic domination at the behest of his son.
Exactly. So that's why I'm not. I don't feel. I wish Bowser could be good, but it definitely makes sense that he falls back to what made him be Bowser from the beginning, realizing that's literally his personality. That's what what made him where he is today,
But let's face
and
it,
what made him be the father to his son and the leader to all these Koopas.
and what really does all the heavy lifting for this is Jack Black's performance. It does come through. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did make a sock puppet so you can, like, act in the recording booth while doing the whole bedtime story thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. And, but,
I definitely love the credit sequence where it's basically just all nothing but puppets.
but,
Like
oh,
it's basically Bowser reenacting moments of the movie with like all the different strings and puppets and like little effects of his like little hands dangling around.
yeah, but he's just as funny in his good behavior arc. Like, one little thing I was going to say, my complaint I have with this movie has nothing to do with the movie itself, but in how much was shown in the advertising. We'll get to that when we talk about one character in particular. But like that entire, almost the entirety of the mini Bowser argues with Mario and Luigi scene was shown in the first trailer, like almost like in its entirety. A few jokes here and there were left out just for the.
Al- al- Almost.
But like I said though, because it is very charming. But one thing I found funny that I caught after several times of watching that trailer and rewatching the movie is as he's running up to say hi to Mario and Luigi, he's like singing a little ditty. It's actually a variation of his boss theme from '64. Sipping the soup, do 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 do. Bender snipped the bonsai tree, and I go, it's a da 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 da
Oh my
da.
god, it actually is.
I'm pretty sure Zach Black improv those lyrics just to go with that tune.
Of course you'd be fucking musician genius. And But
Yeah, but like I
yeah,
said,
so that's basically all the cast coming back. I mean, we do also have like Kevin Michael Richardson playing as Kamek again, but
I
who
but
cares
right,
about what that guy is?
I
Like
got
even the cast themselves are just annoyed every time he pops up. It's like, oh my god, nobody wants you, dude.
That guy. Can we admit that I think in a pardon the phrase in a gay off between Stone and Kamek, I think Kamek is way more gushy over his the admiration of his king. He's definitely a notice me sent by guy. Stone's a little more cooler than that, whereas Kamek is not shy about expressing his admiration to the point of I'm thinking, just say you want to screw him already.
Yeah, but Stone actually has the moves to actually match the Doctor's madness. I mean, goodness knows he has the motorcycle chase down pat.
Although we did get a laugh out of Yoshi making a fool out of Kamek with the whole egg thing, and the egg having his glasses was a nice touch. But yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I just realized that that's the reference to Yoshi's Silent Gear, that Kamek was pretty much the big bad of that. So
mm-hmm.
him egging Kamek was just like a nice cathartic moment for everyone who's played that game.
Yeah, but oh
They're
man,
like, that's the make of the sense, Baby Mario whale.
yeah. So speaking of all that stuff, we should talk about the main boy himself, Yoshi, who actually does have a voice actor, and it's one you wouldn't expect.
It's wait, that can't be right. Are you seriously saying that the younger Lando Calrissian is playing Yoshi?
Yep, the rapper.
Great. So of course, this guy gets casted as like the doable, like cool, suave fan favorites.
Because like I said, Childish Gambino, musical talent, also played Uncle Aaron in the MCU. Like I love his little cameo in Spider Verse saying, "Hey, it's impolite to stare." God, that was when he was actually had a Prowler outfit in live action. But yeah, like I said though, he's apparently he was such a fan of the first movie. He campaigned to get any part he could in the movie. So when they suggested Yoshi,
Any part?
yeah. So when they suggested Yoshi, and he went, I guess he gave him his best Yoshi impression. They figured, okay. But they say he actually auditioned and campaigned for the part of Yoshi. And
Well, that's definitely a story, but well, that's I'd argue like another character's campaign for something is a lot more grand,
impactful.
but we'll say that for when we bring your sister in to talk about this.
Yeah. But oh my god,
Anyways, so
his Yoshi is so cute, and he does do the Yoshi you expect, and you go, okay, that makes more sense. I think one of my favorite vocal acting things with him was attempting a tough guy roar in front of the Tyrannosaurus in the aforementioned, T Rex scene. And like I said though, people keep saying like, what's the big deal? He's just saying Yoshi, but then again, we have guys like freaking Dominic Toretto himself, Vin Diesel, making people go ah just by saying three
I am
simple
Groot.
words. Yeah, I am Groot. I am Groot.
I love you guys.
But I love when he says yeah, he don't talk like us. He says I am Groot exclusively in that order, and that reminds me one of the funniest punchlines. Speaking of Chris Pratt, was the
We are.
I loved it when he did the glowing petals and how did you do that? I'm pretty sure the answer is I am Groot. But yeah, my point is though is that even if it's just a minor one word speaking thing, you can really get a lot of mileage out of it depending on your inflections and how well it embodies the character. I mean, look at the Japanese VA Seiyu who does Pikachu's voice. She's probably done a lot of roles, but she's best known for saying those little Pikachu that it's become such a an icon. Like I'm pretty sure they'll get an
But oh my god, can I just say that like the first when they reveal Yoshi like getting coming out from hiding in the darkness, like seeing the
oh
scales and roundness of him, it's just it looks so divine. It looks so good. Yoshi
like
looks so
you
good.
just want to hug he's so squishable. I mean, it's no wonder they picked him to be the popcorn bucket. I mean, I missed out on my shot to get one. I thought about getting it, but I was already like in too deep with everything else. I figured like, oh, maybe next. Like they do have an online second run pre-order set, so I might just get it for that. It'll be coming around the time for my birthday, but it's he is so adorable, and I understand that our audience member American Yoshi. Well, with a name like that, you would expect him for sure to get the Yoshi bucket. And he showed a picture off, so yes, they got the Yoshi bucket.
I'm more excited. I want to get the egg hatching Yoshi because I think of all things, that has got to be the one time where an egg hatching toy definitely gets my attention.
And you gotta admit, I mean, me being a Mario World fan, there's no surprise about that. And right now, I'm currently wearing a Super Mario World shirt. So to hear that Yoshi was going to be in this movie and rendered so well, oh my god, it was just, I couldn't wait to see this movie for him. And people might say, oh, he's barely in it. Well, he has enough of a presence that it works with him. That he's a secondary part of this whole thing. And he's in all the advertising and all the poster cutouts and cardboard
He's always
standees.
it's just like in the games. He's always been more of an extension
But he is still
to the
sweet.
Mario group.
But he's still so sweet. Like, I mean, our audience got a big laugh out of Yoshi's little "How did you get here" story. And I'm just saying though is that that alone feels like that would be like a 10-minute Illumination short showing Yoshi getting in hijinks.
So they just did it in like what 2 minutes?
I mean, they do that gag where he's all Yoshi, Yoshi. He's explaining everything, and then they go, "Huh? I guess we'll never know."
I guess we'll never know.
Like the audience heard a whole story, but Mario and Luigi probably just heard a bunch of Yoshi, 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 which takes me back to one of my favorite Smiling Friends jokes where they're interviewing these mascots in a fast food place, and two of them are these little eyeballs that just speak a lot of gibberish. And they explain this whole story with scribbles and like an LSD trip, and the guy says, "Well, that's good and all, but it has nothing to do with what I asked you." Pim, how could you understand any of that? What? Yeah, and they render him adorably. From when he hatches, he's so cute. When he's doing like his little blem thing with his tongue all the time, it never gets
Well,
old.
he does the flutter jump. He does the flutter jump when they're sneaking around the planet
And
Bowser
he
carnival.
and he attempts to flutter jump when the castle's collapsing too.
Yeah.
So it's like the thing they get Yoshi right in so many ways, and I know Donald Glover. You could have put anybody to be Yoshi, but I think Donald Glover doing it adds a little bit of a enthusiasm to it. So I mean, obviously there's that running joke of doing "This Is America" with "This Is Yoshi Island," and they have like that scene of the guy getting ready to get capped off with Yoshi with an egg instead of the pistol, and it's kind of hilarious to imagine. But
But oh, next up we have the another newest edition, and I've been so excited for the day that they announced that this would be the Super Mario Galaxy movie. We have our dear Brie Larson playing as the Princess of the Cosmos, the Mother of the Lumas, Princess Rosalina.
and played by Captain
Oh
Marvel
my gosh!
herself.
Oh my god! I just I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, to Little Miss not appearing much in this movie." It's like that didn't stop you from loving Super Mario Galaxy 2, now did it, fuckers?
On top of that, I have a thing about that. There's this running joke and narrative that a guest character from a whole separate franchise gets more screen time than the lady whose the game is named after. Well, first of all, she is still a driving force for this movie. I compare it to I'm a Godzilla fan, and as you know, the G Man seldom makes appearances in his own movies. Even in the movies where he's in it a lot, he's still something that's whispered about, that's talked about as he's still driving the plot. The Godzilla movies that falter barely are the ones that barely have him and also barely mention him. Where you points you go, oh hey, he's in this movie. But Rosalina is not that for this movie. She is the driving soul for this thing. And there's people that argue if you want to better adapt the Galaxy games, maybe it should have been the Grand Star or the Lumas themselves that were kidnapped, and Rosalina has to go on a quest to get help to go save them. Maybe, but I think having her be the focal point of being the princess of the cosmos of the stars, as the very thing that's going to power the thing that's going to destroy the stars, is kind of has a bit of
The
poetry to it.
boomstay weapon.
Kind of has a bit of poetry to it that the power of creation can be manipulated into something that destroys against the will. I mean, it's a perversion of such beautiful cosmic energy, and she's not just a damsel. She throws in her licks when she can. It's not like they completely like. Trust me, You would hear it first from my co-host here. If they slandered or demeaned Rosalina in a way that was disrespectful to the character, she would have just walked out of the theater if that was the case.
Oh no, I understood that she kind of like got sucker punched by a little brat that managed to have the power of the wonder paint that just like overpowered her. No, she was, and by the way, she was actually winning in the initial bout. It's just that the threat of Luma's getting blown up by bullet bills got her distracted and have her back turned to get like a surprise attack.
It's a very
So
very Superman move because when you can't hurt Superman, Zod. No, wait, the people. Because
also, I'd argue it's like, well, why? Well, Rosalina wasn't captured in the Galaxy game, so why did she have to capture here? Good question. Here's another question I have: why is she just standing around the observatory if she's like this powerful being? Why can't she just be helping you along on this journey that you have in the game?
because
And you'd argue, like, well, that would defeat the purpose of the game. It's like, exactly. So it's either one or two things. Either you have her actually write in that she can't help Mario in a way that, even though despite that she's there, help alongside them, or you give a reason that she's out of the picture,
and like the thing is
aka get her captured.
or replace her with this purple blobby thing that pisses her off every time she sees them on screen. That was a knee gut response.
apparently, apparently, Jen told me that Lubba is a woman too,
My bad.
but that doesn't change my feelings about the fat bitch.
Anyway, yeah. So I was saying though, the way people talk about Rosalina's sidelining, so to speak, quote unquote, feels like if she was as integral a character as Princess Zelda in some of the Zelda games. When also Zelda's a powerful divine being that most of the time can only help you in select situations and doesn't really drive the narrative forward. For the player unless I haven't played the recent Breath or Tears games to see if that's changed, but in like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, she is a presence and she is important to the thing. I mean, her name's on the title, but it's not like she goes out of her way to really help you other than give you guidance and an occasional power up.
By the way, I like to say, do you know what other princess in a sci-fi galaxy movie gets to be pretty much a badass, but also gets captured immediately and is just basically in a dancer role for most movie?
Uh oh.
It's a little thing. It's a I don't know. It's about I think it's about to be 50 years old. Starting next year. What's her name? The name escapes me. She's played by a certain funny woman for. She has buns her hair.
Ah yes, Princess
Uh,
Leia Organa of Star Wars, and
so
it's
basically to say that Princess Rosalina does nothing in a way is the same as saying that Princess Leia does nothing.
even though Leia's the driving force, just like Luke gets off
It's the
his
same
ass.
way. It's the same way that Rosalina is a driving force in this movie.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I guess like I said, because she has such a huge following, because she was so like I remember people got excited for her role in Smash Bros. I guess people just had such a high expectation. But like I said,
It,
but
it, it is kind of funny that they add her to the Super Mario Bros. Wonder game for the meeting at Mirabelle
synergy,
Park,
synergy.
and then have her be able to do all of this bombastic, fun stuff, and add in like Koopalings being the bosses in that game. And then say, well, she like gets a fight with the Mega Leg, and then gets sucker punched and overpowered when she has to help her star babies
Right, you got
and is
it.
captured for most of it.
When she got out on Planet Bowser and started kicking the ass of her captors for harming her baby, that was when I go, yo, you go get them. By the way, I'm pretty sure certain artists of certain interest will probably get a kick out of that wonder paint being used to like cocoon her, which totally reminded me to think of the Chrono scene when all those rubber balls started shooting Mr. Incredible.
Jen did say something along the lines that one of ours in the Polykill server might be a little bit interested in that.
Believe it or
But I
not,
won't divulge any further than that. Anyways,
believe it or not, there's a whole subdivision of people who just their favorite thing is seeing people get shot up by those syndrome balloons and then the balloons just going. It's very weird, actually. But who am I'm as that meme goes, I'm not kink shaming. I'm just kink asking why. But yeah, if that's your boat, that's
But
your boat. Okay.
basically, the big reason for why Rosalie is captured is that she is basically a driving force and is also being made into the energy source for the Boomsday weapon because it turns out that she is literally a being made up of stardust, a star child, if you will. And it's
Stop.
not just her that's a star child, but also, spoilers for this, but goodness knows if you're watching this, you're all kind of been spoiled for a couple of things. But
Oh god, this is the biggest retcon too that either people are on board or
so,
they say it.
so
Mhm. Go on.
it turns out that both Princess Rosalina and Princess Peach are beings, not only beings that were made of stardust and have cosmic energy when they are brought together. Peach and Rosalina are sisters,
Now, and just like
which
that, a lot of those Rosalina Peach pictures are now a little bit spicier than they need to be. If
not the first time a lot of sci-fi fans are, I'm sure a lot of Star Wars fans
first time, yeah,
way back in the day are doing the first time.
yeah, God, so you can do the first time joke, but I can't do the Anya. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, the thing is though is that some people say no. I laughed because, uh, as we all know, I kind of have a begrudging love hate relationship with the a certain theory YouTuber, and held to the point where when I brought up one of his theories, I never thought you'd be citing a MatPat theory as a defense for something. I went, oh God, you're right. This movie goes out of its way to kick several MatPat theories down, like saying, nope, not in this universe. One, uh, we'll get into when we talk about the next character. I think you know that theory. And two is the fact that the whole who is Rosalina's parentage because of the whole secret ending alluding to a fact that there's a connection between her and her the Mushroom Kingdom people. They never went out of their way to confirm if that theory was true, but this one's supposed to say, okay, fine, they're related, but not as mother and daughter. This is sisters. Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of people were saying like, what kind of dimension is how Rosalie just was kind of left on her own and lives on her own with the Star Troops. Like, did she not live alone after she had to save Peach from evil forces going to like take such a very 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 fragile and very easily exploitable it's practically toddler
I'll say this. Tell me if you tell
that
me.
they could have corrupted.
Stop me if you heard this one before. A young person with a very incredible power is forced to live on their own in a faraway world after their older caretaker decides to shunt them away so they won't get captured. Why does this sound familiar? Oh, what happened? You cut out.
No, oh, it's probably a good thing because I just kind of belted out the Mary Sue
No, no,
that people love to
no.
call.
I was gonna say she has the same backstory as movie Sonic.
Oh,
Rosalina separating from Peach is very much Long Claw separating from Sonic, although it ended better for Rosalina and not so well for Long Claw. She killed a lot of echidnas that day, though.
yep, including Papa of a very young, very impressionable, very rare echidna.
Although if Mark is to be believed, if Movie Lock was anything like his comic counterpart, then good riddance. Guy literally started up an echidna Nazi regime. I'm not kidding. Look it up. That's actually a real thing. Thank you, Ken Penders.
John Penders.
Yeah, but anyway, so I like making them sisters. Also, another thing too. I think the whole criticism of damsel in distress thing against Rosalina would be a little more meat if it wasn't for the fact that Mario is not the one that saves her. If they did the whole Mario saves her and falls in love thing, I can see how people go, "Ah, oh, this is a step back." But no, it's through the power of sisterhood that Rosalina is able to break free of the device, and both of them do a Genesis wave that turns Planet Bowser into a paradise.
Wait, an act of true love will free the. God, this really is almost like Frozen, isn't it?
Oh goodness. Oh. God, now I'm imagining Peach knocking on the door, asking Rosalina if she wants to build a galaxy. although very cute and very ha ha in my oh ha ha, that when they're showing that the princesses of power can create life, that one of the first things they make is a flower, and not just any flower, but a daisy. I went okay.
Hmm.
I also laughed at when Luigi says, "Come on, you gotta go back to Peach. You gotta tell her I'm a nice guy like you. You hook up with her, and ask her if she has a best friend for your brother." I'm like, oh, I know exactly who that best friend is.
Anyways, we're getting away. So next up we have like a new villainous edition. We have, of course, Bowser Jr. being played by. Actually, it's funny when they were announcing it. I initially thought because Jack Black it interrupted Chris Meldani or whatever his name was about who was playing him. I thought, oh, of course, who has to play Junior to Bowser, but also voice of Bowser himself. But no, it's not Jack Black trying to do a younger voice like some acting actors trying to play multiple actors in the same family. Murphy. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jim Carrey
No,
did that too.
it's actually yeah, it's actually Benny Safdie who's playing as Bowser Jr.
What's funny enough is that he is a director and a writer for most of the time, but he also does acting on the side from time to time. And hell, we saw him last year for Universal as the year before, 3 years ago, as Edward Teller, the father of the H bomb in Oppenheimer. What's funny is he plays a deeper Hungarian accent, saying, "What happens when they do fusion?" Like that, he has a voice that deep. So to hear him go from that deep register to doing this little like, "I'm Bowser
From the
Jr."
ashes,
Yeah.
from the ashes of the Koopa rise as the new conqueror.
It's by the way, I know people would have preferred a much more child voice, but I do find his voice adorable, especially whenever he belts out an honest dad. They go like, "Aw," you can tell he actually loves his dad. Like when he glomps into his arms, like "Dad," like "Aw," like you can't help. Even it's like, I know you just kidnapped my favorite princess and you caused a lot of property damage and tried to kill the heroes, but that was adorable.
Hey, you're still a cute adorable. Plus, if you think about it, he does sound like a younger Jack Black. Like to the point where it's like, yeah, that kind of checks, doesn't it?
And
That's exactly how a young like fire breathing lizard turtle would actually sound like.
like what was playing through my head multiple times was the puppet show and how cute he would interject. Like when he mentions how he went to every world that was impossibly lame. He does this cute little girl and says, "That's so gross." I'm like, "Oh, it'd be so wholesome if it wasn't so evil." Describing a literal plan to like wipe out life in the galaxy.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think and he does add the right menace where he needs to. Like when he's trying to really, like ask for the release of his father when attacking the Mario's after abducting the castle, and a scene lipped straight from the Galaxy game.
Right down to actually administering yourself with what's actually revealed to be Wonder Paint. So basically, a soft allusion to the Super Mario Bros. Wonder, right down to the greenish purple hue colors.
Although I think me and you being Sunshine fans, I think a small part of us were kind of hoping at one point he was gonna go blue and be Shadow Mario at any point. Maybe for the sequels, I don't
I
know.
feel like
Hmm.
he kind of, I feel like he kind of did, with it's just more of a darker hue against like the starry moon, starry skyline when the castle's abducted. But I feel like he basically did that for his initial paint makeover.
Yeah, and also he's very talented
It's
with
just
the
he's not.
graffiti.
It's just he's not really trying to imitate Mario. He's literally just being his own being.
On top of that, though, I love how the detail that the Koopa fleet now has a lot of his graffiti written on like the ships and everything.
Yeah.
And
Also, another detail I love is that the iconic brush that a lot of us Sunshine fans are. We expected to see like the EGAD symbol. Actually, no, that symbol got moved over to Kamek's Cup mug whenever he's talking with Junior. No, actually, the symbol is actually his Mario Kart symbol.
that does beg the question, though: if Junior exists, do the other Koopa Links exist?
might be something they might allude to in the third one.
But I did like the whole boring school bit where he goes, and you hear that Bowser instilled him with a lot of like life lessons that made sense for a tyrant like him. Like when he mentions, you always said, "Watch out for your friends because when you least expect it, they'll stab you in the back." Like, who'd you learn that from? You told me that on my first day at
You
school.
did.
Like, wow, I really am a.
Was a good dad, wasn't it?
And I love that bit though when I love how Bowser admits he's estranged, saying, "I haven't seen him in years. He probably hates me." Are you kidding me? He tried to take off my head trying to rescue you.
Oh my god, he literally does the prepare to meet your maker when he has I pretty much call it the Mario Maker Kaizo
But
edition.
I called it. I called it. Some demented fan went through the trouble of recreating that map for play in
Of course
Mario
they
Maker 2.
fucking did.
Like down to the details that was shown in there that they could within reason.
Of course they fucking did.
Although I made a joke when prepare to meet your maker. I said, here's the part where the doors open up and the Happy Mask salesman comes out because famously Miyamoto's facial features were used as the basis for the Happy Mask salesman.
Eeh,
So
it's weird.
if you're wanting to know what an angry Miyamoto looked like, just imagine the Happy Mask salesman when he gets pissed off at you, trying to throttle you.
But oh yeah, I think it's about time. I think it's time for you to call her in.
Okay. Hey, if
We're
she's.
about.
Hey, sis, you awake?
Uh oh. Oh damn! Did we linger on too far?
Give me just a moment. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh no, I'll bring her
So
in. I'll bring her in a bit, but yeah. So of course, this was the one thing that I made sure to tell my sister stay off the internet for, because out of nowhere, literally a week before release, a poster comes out depicting another character from Nintendo, not a Mario game, mind you, but you
is
know,
it? Everyone expected. Oh, it's Donkey Kong, obviously, because he was in the first series. Well, technically, I only half true.
it.
He is in the movie, but only as like a like Blinky and Miss cameo during the cute Yoshi bit that Jonesy liked.
Yeah. So, oh, on that note, I gotta say I loved hearing the Mario World Yoshi theme rendered in an orchestral flourish when he first steps out of the manhole cover. But anyway,
Well,
yeah. But the character in question is none other than Fox McCloud of the Star Fox team. And first we thought, is this a early April Fool's joke? Well, Nintendo doesn't joke like that. No, they confirmed it the next day by announcing Glenn Powell as the voice of Star Fox. And on one hand, I'm thinking,
if you don't know who Glenn Powell is, you know the Twister Rodeo guy from the Twisters movie,
and the Running Man in
or the
Running Man,
yeah oh yeah he was the new one in the new movie.
the Edgar Wright version, yeah,
Yeah, it was I was about to say he was also in Top Gun Maverick.
as one of the pilots. And
I think that was like that was like the first time I actually was even aware of the guy. Just had that like smarmy like look to it, that smug face. Like you typically know guys like that. They had that smug face. They had that smug confidence. However, he was just an inch just above below where I would just be wanted to slug him and instead. It's like, why do I hate you enough? I shouldn't hate you. You just have all of this change, but for some reason you just are a pin pixel off of it. Why are you so goddamn charming?
he was my choice to be Johnny Cage before they went for Carl Urban, which that looks exciting by the way. But I thought if you're looking for a live action Johnny
Oh
Cage,
me, me and Jen are excited for that one, especially after I got her to see the first one. So yeah, we have. It's funny. The backstory is that the reason why Fox McCloud is even in this movie is because Glenn Powell was so enamored by Chris Pratt and Jack Black doing the first Illumination Mario movie that he actually went to Illumination and was actually basically banging on the door saying, "Hey, hey, you gotta make a Star Fox movie. You gotta have me play Fox."
and I can.
And of course, one thing led to another. He gets talks with the friends of their friends, and eventually gets to the point where Shigeru Miyamoto hears about it. He's like, Sure, why not have Star Fox in there?
Yeah, and I mean, don't forget, Miyamoto famously put Fox in other things before that didn't have Fox. For example, Dinosaur Planet is the biggest known one. It was going to be an original property by Rare. He visited the offices to see how things are going, and he sees the one character and goes, "Huh, this lead character looks kind of like Fox McCloud." And one thing led to another, and eventually that became Star Fox Adventures, which is one of my sister's all-time favorite games, I might add. In fact, when I saw Fox was revealed, I told her right away, don't go to Twitter. Don't go to X. So I said, you're gonna go in as blind as a basilisk at the end of Chamber of Secrets. In fact, when I told her don't go on the internet, she thought, okay, I know, everybody's mad at me for liking the trailer to a certain show that's coming on HBO Max. I'm like, no, it's not that.
No, 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 no,
It's the
no.
Mario Galaxy movie. But don't look up anything Mario Galaxy. What's funny is that my friends heard this too. Not even 5 minutes after I sent that their news headline top said, Variety says, character added the Mario Galaxy. Not too late. They told me, or and my other one was like, oh, that was cool, but man, I would have liked to have not known that going in. And then Ian unfortunately said that, well, who can they add tomorrow? Would that be a surprise? He looked into his phone and he said he literally slapped himself for looking like, oh, like damn it. So it's like, I guess it was a ploy to incentivize people to see it more, and it is cool. But I would have saved the reveal for that the week of release.
But I guess they just. I feel like my theory is that Glenn Powell was just so excited about it that he just couldn't keep his mouth shut. And he was like, just literally begging us, like, guys, please, you have to tell us that Fox is in the movie. Just please, I need to gush about this damn thing. Please, for the love of God, I am going to have an ulcer if I have to keep a single second about this thing.
And I'm surprised it didn't get out earlier. Like people seeing advanced stuff or seeing copyright trademarks, realizing that Fox was going to be this thing. Hell, again, I'm pretty sure the soundtrack has spoilers for that, where like even though it doesn't say the name Fox, I'm sure certain musical cues from Cornelia make people go, "It sounds like the Star Fox song."
Okay, so I know you're wondering, say, okay, so is Star Fox canon to Mario? How is
Mm,
that possible?
well, yes and no.
Okay, so the backstory is that Star Fox is part is Fox the Cloud is part of the Team Star Fox. You know, the whole Lilac system, that whole thing. However, it turns out that his warp core system had a malfunction and literally jettisoned off into the very galaxy of Mario universe that we're in right now. And he's been kind of just basically like just going head to toe, back and forth, just kind of doing ends meet just to get by, just until he gets the proper resources, or at least the monetary gain to get said resources to his warp core fixed and allows him to jettison back into the Lilac system and return to his team.
I guess that's what happens when he
Because
hires a
God forbid you do not, you did this. God forbid you ever let a frog
beer engineer.
mess around with your ship.
Oh yeah, but I love that the screenshot for Slippy is his "Hey, what's the big idea?" box. When he yells, "What's the big idea?" But yeah,
Oh my god! You know what I love though? I absolutely love the 2D animation in this
oh
game.
god,
It's
my
like
my friend wants a
like
whole show of just that. But you gotta wait.
Jennifer said that's but if they're gonna do Star Fox with it has to be animated like that. And I would just argue like, I mean, why wouldn't you? That would literally instigate that that's how the universe looks.
Although I do love how fuzzy and
It would actually feed it. It would actually feed into how why the Legend of Zelda movie looks like live action.
because that's their universe.
Oh my god! I'm literally just painting out how the Super Smash Bros. Movie is gonna work out.
So, but oh gosh, but I just love how fuzzy he looks in the illumination style. Like, ooh gosh, and he just has
Oh,
the.
forget the fuzziness. He's got the charm. He's got the wow factor. He's basically. I have to say it. He's basically doing in modern day what Harrison Ford did for Han Solo back in
And
1977.
he's a bit of a mercenary too, but not in a money, money, money. You get like he needs it to get by, but he's. I love the fun part though. Like, why would I fly to the dangerous part of the galaxy for you? Drop a bag of coins. Okay, you guys got yourself a ship. It basically is the okay. It's gonna cost you extra 10,000 all in advance. Yeah, ten
Oh
thousand.
but God, it's so fucking cool to see the the R-wing literally go into flight mode against the Bowser UFO.
And two Star Fox music
It's
rendered
just
beautifully by Brian Tyler.
it's such a fucking head trip to see. It's basically almost like a light subspace emissary moment from the Super Smash Bros. Brawl game for the Wii. Again, I was like, if I don't feel like this. This almost feels like a nice nod to the Wii era, almost
And I gotta say,
in certain ways.
I love his freaking out face when they're crashing because I just laughing so hard. He just has the most expressive face. I mean, and what's funny is Glenn Powell manages to make him funny without demeaning the character. Like I love him trying to patch up his ship, saying it's okay, it's just a little dent, it's just a little dent. Like he just curls up into a little fuzzball. And there's a funny part where he shows up
To be
at
fair, to be fair, that is the most damage you ever seen the R-wing ever get. I mean, outside of a total game over, blown up
yeah,
screen.
but I just love how when Mario and Bowser and Fox first lay eyes on each other, you think they're gonna throw down, and he mentions how cool he looks, and then he says back, "Nice stash." I love it as things are going
It's
on.
like, oh, are we gonna have a so happy together moment like in the old Smash Brothers? Here she is. Here's the lady of the
Okay,
hour.
so yeah, I wanted to bring up Fox. So the reason I brought it up is because my sister is one of the biggest Star Fox fans I know. So I made sure she didn't see no trailer, no news article, no YouTube video even talking about it. Just like, stay off, stay off, stay off. So when she went up there and they're looking for ships, first you think, oh how cute, there's Pikmin. And we missed this the first time, but the second time just Samus's ship barely taking off, hidden under all that cloud steam.
I don't need to goddamn see it. I was looking so goddamn hard the second time. It's like, and then I got this chill up my spine. It's like, oh god, which version of her ship? Fuck.
It looked like it was the Super Metroid head shaped version, I think.
It was one, I think, from
Ugh.
Super It's not Prime.
Yeah, but oh man, like I said, when she saw Fox saying, "Why would you guys want to fly to the dangerous part of the galaxy?" Who's asking? I don't like asking personal questions. Sorry. I'm Fox McCloud of Star Fox. She just did the biggest. Okay, so I'm gonna let her have a few words here. So you can just listen. So here's my sister, Absol Hunter. So you want to talk about Fox?
Why?
Okay.
Well, I would say when I first saw my favorite character of all time appearing on big screen, I made the biggest. I don't know how to describe it.
It wasn't a scream,
It
thankfully.
wasn't a scream. It was like the biggest, giddiest excitement sound
Squeal.
ever.
It's a squeal you're thinking of.
Okay.
I think the last time you made a noise like that was when Knuckles first appeared in
Knuckles
Sonic
and-
3. I mean Sonic 2, Sonic 2,
Yeah,
yeah.
when Knuckles did actually appear in Sonic 2. But yeah, when Fox first appeared, I felt so embarrassed because I was the only one in the whole entire theater who knew who he was, who knew his story, everything about him. It's a little bit embarrassing.
No, I think they did, but you're the only one to actually go like, because the thing is, I think everybody knew he was going to be in
Actually,
it, so...
I don't think no one know who Fox McCloud
Well,
is.
a lot of them were mentioning it after, but I'm saying that I think
Well,
they
I mean-
would have been more
a
hyped.
lot of the kids.
Or the kids,
don't
yeah, the
know.
kids don't know who he is, that's for sure.
The adults, young adults like our age or even older, I don't think they even know.
No, I think that I heard a few of those. It's the same ones who cheered for the Sonic 4 trailer. Were like, yeah,
yeah,
like, there
those
was a few
people.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But his debut in the big screen, it honestly made me think they should go and do a full-on show or a solo Star Fox film. And I know the creator Shigeru Miyamoto did not want to have Fox in there, but well, I'm so glad that the actor who voiced Fox pitched in and petitioned and pretty much put everything, whatever he
To make
Fox
happen.
in, and I was so freaking happy.
Oh god, I know she got giddy when the ship happened, and he said, "Hang on," and they start playing the first notes of Planet Venom from
When
the
they
Cornelia.
started playing Venom, I legit was just laughing and just like,
Like, is this real? Is
is
this
this
really
real? Am I really seeing this? My favorite
It would-
character.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm pretty sure how you
It's-
felt about seeing like
it's so-
Rosalina or Shadow brought to life in real life is how it really felt for her seeing it done with Fox here.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely the same thing. And what's funny is that I expected when they announced that in the poster, I felt like at the very last minute, it's gotta be like someone probably spoiled like a 2 minute cameo or something. They're like, oh yeah, well we may as well just say Fox is in. No, he's an integral part. He's basically the Donkey Kong of the first movie.
But
Mhm.
Now actually
she still
being the
she still laughs at the blooper scene with the eel when they're in the eel and the blooper
Hey,
roars
the
and it
blooper
hits
gets hit.
DK
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
face.
DK in the face. I want to be an icon.
She just laughs so hard every time that happens. But God, she said Fox felt right, he looked right, and they did
the
him
fact that
justice.
the fact that he gets to pilot the Comet Observatory just maybe just fucking lose it. If
Although
I say, of
my
course
friend made a
he would
suggestion.
be the guy that they would choose. The Lumos would choose to have fly their home for.
My friend made a suggestion though that it would have
Mhm.
been so funny before the launching of the mission if one of the Lumas said in a very deep voice, "Good luck," as a reference to General Pepper. But yeah, but oh god,
That would have been
he was
amazing.
perfect. I think I
Mhm.
think the movie overall is like a 7 or a 6 without him, but because it has Fox, it just jumped way up for her.
It pretty much went from, let's see, like I like the first one, but pretty much this one it went up to, I would say, well, either like a 20 or an
Oh shit, yeah,
11.
Fox really
Fox
made it for you.
really made it for me.
Okay,
Um,
I'm gonna get you for your birthday that official poster they made for him that they released. I'm glad you didn't see it before it came up, but yeah.
to be honest, I was
Oh,
completely in the dark.
And I made sure. I said, go in there as blind as a basilisk at the end of Chamber of Secrets.
You know how much I love that
I,
movie. But
Yeah.
yes,
Even though it can't see you, it
I
can
can
still
still
hear
hear.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh goodness, but I thought like it was worth it to hear how happy she was in
And
it, and I was
second
happy
viewing,
with her.
I was still the same way. First viewing, second viewing, same thing. Except I'm trying to keep myself controlled to hear what my boy had to say.
She admitted first time she was just
yeah.
too happy she missed out a
I
lot.
missed out on a lot when I first saw him.
But yeah. Anyway, well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
no
coming in for a little
problem.
bit. I don't want to keep you
Like,
up too much, but I know
Yeah.
that the Fox thing is that you have to hear it because you loved that
Again,
part.
I can go into full depth, but this is your
No,
guys'
but
show,
thank you.
so. But
Thank
thank you.
thank you for coming by, sis. Okay.
All right.
You can go
thank
back to
you,
your beautiful,
thank,
pretty drawings. Very good
Thank
work.
you.
Apple Hunter,
thank you very much,
everybody.
sis.
But yeah, you could hear the enthusiasm in that voice.
Oh, definitely. And it's just again, as I said, it's so cool that he wasn't just like some glorified like 2 minute cameo. Like he wasn't like the Big Bird that just appeared in the Muppet movies. It's like, I'm on my way to New York City, break into public television. It's like, oh, okay, good luck. And it's just that it's done. It's like, oh, it's just there, and he's gone.
hmm that was the
Like
fear
that
that
was,
Fox would have been the one
I
scene,
I
and
have
that's
no
it.
idea who that.
hmm
I had no idea who that was, but he seemed pretty cool.
hmm And like I said, though, I know people like to say, "Oh, we have the Fox hijacking more story than the Princess of the Stars," but uh, I know I'm just laughing at the fact that this resulted in him being a dad to the Lumas, and some people have been doing the ship of Fox X Rosalina because of it. I
Oh my god.
mean, it could work, I guess.
Whatever. Whatever floats boat. But
Okay, okay.
yeah, so that's
Imagine if that
basically.
works with her using her cosmic powers to make herself a blonde vixen form to kind of go with him.
Anyways, to
Sorry.
follow up from Star Fox, the references to this movie. Oh my god, the references galore. Like right down to having. It's not just Fox that appears. We have, uh, as mentioned before, we also have the Pikmin that appear. Apparently,
That's Miyamoto's
Samus' ship,
baby.
which
So
Samus' ship, which I still couldn't catch a goddamn glimpse of. But also we have uh, a moment where we have the iconic Rob toy, who's or
Gyro.
who's not only like who's not only like a racer in Mario Kart 7, but he's also like a very fun fighter for Smash Bros. Brawl and onwards. and if you're in the AVGN circles, is a bringer of Armageddon that almost infected the world with nothing but dynamite and stack 'em game
Gyro.
cartridges.
But I love how they reflected that Rob's speed. Those things didn't turn on the dime back in the day. So, oh, you're looking for the pilots on this deck, which is located just slow turn. And every time
Oh
someone,
my god! I was looking for the ship flying. I didn't think it was like parked.
it was taking off as Toad was saying, "This is great," and we saw it the second time. So yeah, and it was
Uh,
no mistaking it.
I was lit. I was literally trying to find it flying like the Millennium Falcon from Revenge of the Sith or the Outlander, or no Outrider. That's what it's called. The Outrider in the New Hope Special
Mm-hmm.
Editions.
But yeah, so but yeah, like I said though, they have. I mean, they even do cute little things like referencing Bowser's theme or having Peach defeat Wart the same way he's defeated in the game by throwing a turnip at his mouth.
Speaking of defeat, the way that they actually defeat Bowser is literally 1-to-1, like the original Super Mario Bros. Game. Like he
Drop the
has the
axe to
bridge,
break the
the
bridge.
chains, the axe, drop the axe. He falls to the lava. You think, oh, no, he's dead. But then you remember in certain games, oh shit, he becomes dry Bowser, doesn't he?
And I'll be honest, I forgot he can do that.
King of
I like that
Bones!
they did play it off as like he's legit dying. You go, oh, I kind of feel bad. But you go, wait a minute. Every Koopa that's fallen in that lava has just come out as dry bones. So, uh oh.
King of Bones!
Yeah, but you got
And then Bowser Jr. gives himself the Bowser's Fury color makeover.
which. But speaking of which, before that, when he mentions Mario, you humiliated for the last time. Now you will face my fury. I'm like, huh? Bowser's fury. But hey,
Oh my god! But then
you gotta
also
admit, it is
one
pretty
of
metal
one of Junior
hmm,
pre-metal see what?
to see Bowser wielding dual wielding tomahawk axes.
Yeah, I think it's even more badass to see the fucking uh Lord of Lightning being interpreted as like Bowser Jr.'s most erratic, most forceful, most rage-fueled Wonder Paint drawing. It's like I freaked out, say, "Oh God, it's a fucking dragon that just like so fucking out of nowhere aspect of Super Mario Odyssey." And it's just here as like the final entity for the big fight against the heroes of good and evil.
And speaking of the comment of the cameo there, when Luigi gets a hold of the Wonder Brush and paints, he ends up building a what the hell
You
again?
didn't miss the game. What?
And
I fucking bawled out laughter at that.
and an older audience member did. I heard an older audience member do a big ha when he saw him pop up. Like
But
Luigi,
the
oh come
way
on
that
Mario, I
the
never
Game
took art
Watch,
class.
wait, hey, give us some credit. The guy was able to be put Bowser in his place.
As we all know,
Right.
if you press the side B,
Press what?
if you press side B during the smash, you get the hammer, and the hammer either hits at a 2, a 3, a 4, but if you're lucky, it hits you with a 9, which is instant judgment, and you're like knocked out.
Of course, then he gets like halved into non-existence. Just like, oh wow, well, that camera didn't last very long.
Oh, that could be worse. You could have been zapped by those laser hands in the opening of Smash Bros. Ultimate. Mhm.
I do also love the reference of the. We kind of already saw the pixel map in the first movie, but to see the little Mario flags after they kind of conquered all the problems that was going across the Mushroom Kingdom, it's like, oh, that's so cheeky. That's such a good way to just reference the level select
And
things.
hell, even when when there's a little musical cue too, right? When they show up the montage, you hear a little do 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 do. They start doing the whole dun 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 dun. But before I realized, oh, they referenced the world map from Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, Brian
Oh,
Tyler got to really play this time around. And unlike last time, where infamously a couple of the tracks were replaced by jukebox tracks because Nintendo put those as placeholders, and they said in the end after hearing the final score, it kind of has more energy with the license stuff, and that's why those moments got hit. And that was a Nintendo decision. Like Koji Kondo and Miyamoto were like replaying it and went, Yeah, we'll keep it with the temporary tracks. But this time around, they trusted him to do the full score, and it is glorious. And it's not like rapid fire. We
Of
just
course they would. Of course they would trust it because a good handful of it. Well, it's different Mario tracks all around. Like right down to the casino having a remix of the Pauline
oh, I
song,
thought that was so cute.
"Jump Up Superstar." I giggled at that. But a big, huge other half chunk of it is the Super Mario Galaxy soundtrack, which, as you know, was the first soundtrack of the Mario games to be fully orchestrated with like, well, a full body music orchestra. Like it's so good, so iconic that I literally have the soundtrack CD to it. That
I'm
I have played it in my car. I've had Jen listen to it at playing as we drove over. And basically, it's the first time actually experiencing listening to that soundtrack.
I mean, hell, and
Outside of how the early YouTube dominated playing that soundtrack and remixing the music.
and
Like
it
she had to hold herself from singing the remix of the Gusty Garden Galaxy.
and Super Mario All Stars 3D has the soundtracks as a bonus in the archive, and that includes the Galaxy
Hmm.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, the Brian Tyler score does wonders, and he makes new themes that fit the characters. He has this new menacing theme for Bowser Jr., and he brought back his iconic Mario theme he made just for Mario. That little bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum ba da ba da 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 da. He does a nice little remix of Peach's theme too from that last movie. It and oh, by the way, I did make the joke, and I don't think it was meant to be a reference, but the Boomsday Device's rings look an awful lot like the time displacement chamber scene in Terminator Genesis.
Oh my god.
And I said, "Oh, she's going to be sent back to 1985."
As you can see, the references, like as I kind of hinted at, if you actually saw the Bowser Jr.'s like wall of arsenal weapons as he's picking out like a bazooka, like bullet bill, or the well, also the super scope is actually being used as a beta fire array instead of a monkey reducer like the '93 movie
Yeah,
did.
I thought that it being a laser scope was also a
Also,
reference to the Devolver.
Also, also another detail that me and Jen realized at the moment is like the Super Scope is painted like the Switch colors, like bright red, like light blue.
Yeah, and of course there was the Boomerang
Like
of
oh my
Doom.
god, imagine a Nintendo Switch themed Super Scope. That would be pretty awesome.
Limited in use, but be very cool to keep. I mean, hell, they brought back the Virtual Boy.
To a lot of people's confusion, but as I said, back to the Bowser Jr. wall. If you actually look, you can actually see Flood back there, which is funny considering that that's the same game that he debuted in. And then at the bottom right corner, there's a poltergust
Mm-hmm.
with another EGAD invention. So
God,
it is another joke.
If EGAD were to appear in these movies, who would you want to voice him?
God, I need to think. I need to think. I need to think. I need to think. Obviously, can't be Jim Carrey because he's already got the mad scientist thing going
No,
on.
he's not a celeb voice actor, but I think he would do just as good if they asked him. Billy West, who did Doctor Farnsworth in Futurama.
And I don't see him being too much of a Farnsworth. It's more like a God. I'm trying to.
I think Christopher Lloyd's probably not too obvious, maybe.
Him. Him. Definitely Christopher Lloyd. They have
Doc
to get Christopher Lloyd.
Doc Brown.
Yes.
Huh, okay, but his logo exists and his gadgets exist, so that must imply that in this universe, yes, EGAT exists. Also, at the Gutsy Galaxy, there's so much little critters from the games, like the peanuts from from Sunshine. I got so giddy seeing them. The Islanders, and of course you got what else was at the Gutsy Galaxy? There was also the Luma Star Bunnies.
Yeah. It's, which, if you don't know, the bunnies are actually Lumas that take on the shape of the bunny plush that Rosalina had with her as she went off to the stars with her Luma friend.
Also, I love the fact that the one soul Luma that asks for help transforms into the spiral star slingshot
Right
maneuver.
down to the exact same sound effects. I just got curious, like, oh yeah, 2007 all over again.
Now, some people are a little bit like it's a missed opportunity not to have one of the Luma that befriends Mario, that gives Mario the ability to spin, jump, and everything, to be in this movie. Although I think that Luma was in the movie, but as the very baby Luma with the little pacifier.
Yeah, it was.
Although,
It definitely
by the way,
it had to be.
thank you for showing me the game first, because I got a giggle out of a lot of stuff because it was in this movie. Like the little noises that Lumas make when they go boop 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 boop. Like just hearing all those noises recreated in the game in the movie was just like oh, and oh my
Yeah.
god, I made the stupidest happiest noise going to the honey galaxy when I realized there's a lot of giant flowers. So when I realized it was the bees, I actually said to my sister, "The bees!" And sure enough, there was the queen.
Who
Shame.
was pretty forceful compared to her game counterpart, but I mean, she is kind of said her flower garden did get desecrated by a castle that just fell out of the
Yeah,
sky.
I think um, Queen
Hold
Bee.
on, I got the cast.
I know
So
it's Issa Rae.
Issa Rae,
Yeah,
Issa Rae is the Honey Queen.
yeah. Honey Queen in the games is very much like I guess Helen Mirren in like as Elizabeth. Firm but gentle. Whereas I think Issa Rae's
Yeah.
queen comes off as like the Queen of Hearts with more less temper.
Ted!
Oh, but like someone has to pay for their crimes. I don't care who. And Bowser's all, "Let me go understand. I can do the strength of 100 men and 5,000 bees."
No, he said Ted men and 100 bees.
Yeah,
Oh no, yeah, you're right. He said 100 men and 1,000 bees.
and in, well, I love that Bowser. I think he was
And then you
legit.
just see a muscle flex.
I think he was legit trying to like let the Mario Bros off, but then his son happened to pick him up, and then that's when. Oh, by the way, Mini Bowser versus Mario was one of the funniest things ever. Where you're going like, God, I like how Luigi and Mario are just watching Mario struggle with this little fire-breathing terror that's biting his knees and ankle biting and everything. Like, stop it, never stop it. Yeah, but so that's when he told Mario, like, "Can you make me big? We're friends." I'm like, dude, you just ripped off his mustache and bit his knee. You think he's gonna be really receptive to you?
Jen did also notice this weird that all the Lumas have mouths when in the games they really didn't. And then I quickly pointed out, like,
How did they eat the
you know
star
there are
bits?
hungry ones that you feed the starbit ones. It's like, oh yes, I forgot about this.
The fat ass I turned into a planet. I should have voiced by Orson Welles. But yeah, but oh gosh, yeah, but
But oh my gosh, we could go on and on and on about the references, and that is both like a blessing and a little bit of a detriment. That's the criticism of a lot of people
if
say
you're
like,
not into
oh, this
these
movie's just
games,
mostly references.
like if you're not into these games, you're not gonna
If you're
get
not
any
into
of
these
it.
games, why the fuck are you even in here to begin with? This is clearly not going to be a movie for you.
Oh, but also, now this is more of a deep cut reference for me. Is the fact that when they got to rebuild the castle after the castle died, they do a full on SNES sprite rendition of all of them, including Rosalina.
Yeah. Although I think Peach and Rosalina are like original sprites because everyone else is like clearly sprites how they look back in the old days.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm pretty sure the Peach sprite looks different in the like the Super Mario All Stars collection.
But I did like the when on the Bowser security system that they rendered in their NES counterpart sprites. But yeah, I mean, there's so much that deep cuts that if you're a big fan of the Mario thing, it's just like. Now I did hear some people compare the same thing that has this issue would be the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel, where it goes more into the weeds and more into the references. That if you're out of the loop, you're just going to be like, well, what the hell? Well, I heard the same thing about Raccoon City. You got like the Ashford twins.
Hey, I like both those movies. Fuck you.
I'm not saying that I have a problem with them. I'm just hearing I'm telling you what I've heard. Yeah, like I like those movies too. But Anderson did kind of nail it with Apocalypse, even though he didn't direct that one for the most part that he had involvement in.
Oh, okay. So the best Resident Evil, the original Mila Jovovich one,
Is the original.
was the one that had little of him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, I mean, they actually went through the trouble of recreating angles in that one. Like, there's a scene where, okay, off topic, off topic. We'll have a whole discussion about Resident Evil someday. But anyway,
yeah. I suppose. I suppose Sunday would have to be this year, considering it's the 30th anniversary.
yeah. But so you said there are some major differences from the Galaxy plotline to this plotline. Oh no! Oh, one more reference that got me in the giggles. During the whole, they actually do a Galaxy style play session where they launch from the observatory and then they start going over many planets and hopping from planet to planet. And at one point, Mario jumps on Yoshi, and you hear the little beep choop noise, and I went like, "Oh my god, they made the Yoshi sound!"
Yeah.
But just the fact that they actually did the whole running on mini moons and knocking out Goombas and plants and it was just that was awesome. Now there are some that say it feels like you're watching a cutscene to a game that you can't play, so you're watching other people play, and that kind of diminishes it for them. But well, just play the game then.
Just and yeah, you have no excuse anymore. They literally have re-released this, and it's still on the shelves. There's no risk of it being a limited release like the poor 3D All Stars.
I'm glad I got that one when I
Which,
did.
if you had missed out on it, I feel for you every time you see any of the resale prices for it. It's like, oof, woof.
There's one I'll never forget. Godzilla's approaching the generator. The generator is losing power.
That motherfucker costed me to have that in my collection, all because I was scared off by it.
But anyway, um, so reception is across the board. There are some who absolutely adore this, like us do, and there's some that are going, yeah,
The,
it's,
the fans and the kids,
and there's some that are going,
and the ones that
it's
don't like
fine.
it are just the snooty critics that are just basically, oh, where's the meat? Where's the potatoes? Where's all
And
the cinema?
and then also not just that, but fans of the games who are like Mario Galaxy deserved better than this. They deserved better than Illumination. They deserved better than this barely resembling thing that bears its name, skinwalking it. Your blue
They're just sitting there
puppets,
like,
your Animal Crossing mascot guys, YouTubers who they have to analyze this stuff because some people say, don't think about it too much. It's a kids movie. People say, yeah, well, so was Iron Giant. So was Toy Story. Those were kids movies that still managed to elevate the medium. And I'm going, uh, because there's some that say like I thought you were going to have this issue that at times the pace is going faster than the whole opening sequence of Rise of Skywalker.
I'd argue it actually has a little bit more of a pace than that first act did because it's like, oh my god, just the starters, it literally opens with this opening crawl of like, oh yeah, the galaxy knows that Palpatine heard the message, or the galaxy heard Palpatine's message.
Well, yeah.
Like, I feel like that's the thing that you should reveal in the movie as it goes, rather than just say, oh yeah, this happened. Like,
Oh,
what?
yeah, but I always thought that the part that made you like, "Oh, breathe," was the whole Poe chase sequence from with the Bolio.
Yeah, the hyperspace jump is like, it's cool, but you really wish they could have actually had an actual better build up to it. Like, they just literally are just doing all they can. They hyper jump at least one point, and then they decide, like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just keep jumping until we just lose them.
So
Like, has anyone even done that before? It's like, it, it works a great man. I never question these things until I actually do them.
yeah, but yeah, like I said, so you felt that Galaxy didn't jump around that much.
No.
Yeah, I thought the pace was on par with the first one. In fact, the first one kind of slows down at a point. This one just never lets up.
It does kind of slow down a little bit at the dinosaur planet, but that's only because they just kind of are really stuck there
Although I did
until
hear,
they get their pickup from the Lumos in the Common Observatory.
I did see a suggestion that to make it feel like Galaxy is still a little more, is that maybe Tyrannosaurus from Dinosaur World should probably have been that piranha Sar thing that was a boss, and that when they shoot him with the thing, he becomes like a mini plant. But I do kind of feel bad for killing that piranha plant dinosaur boss because I'm like, oh, he just hatched, and here I am knocking his ass out with his own club. But anyway, I laugh because I said, is this the part where Scarlett Johansson comes in? Because this looks just like that scene from Jurassic World Rebirth.
Oh my god, I actually whispered to Jen. Oh, by the way, Jen's a big Jurassic World and Park fan, so you definitely love her. But basically, as soon as we saw the T Rex sleep, I just whispered to her, "Oh god, I'm getting rebirth
And I
flashbacks."
said, this is only the second
She said,
time.
"Oh no."
This is only the second time Chris Pratt's gotten nose to nose with a T Rex. If you remember that the blood transfer scene in Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah.
But oh, yeah. So like I said though, so I understand the people who felt let down because Galaxy's like their favorite game, and this was more of a best of rather than a direct adaptation. But I had a fun. I think someone said this too. A lot of that probably would have been mitigated if they simply called this movie the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2. But having Galaxy comes with a title and expectations, so I get why those people are miffed. I get why the people who didn't gel with the first one are like, this is even more hyper than the last one. So I can see why they're let down. But the ones who are treating this, like one review said even that I'd never played the games, and I don't even plan to watch the other movie. I is someone said in their thing, then why are you even here if you're gonna give a 1 star to this one?
I don't know,
I don't know,
but
just
needless to say, we definitely have to see how it fares to the box office because well, we know how the first one did, so we're gonna have to wait and see if it gets to the same level, or even it goes higher than that.
are you saying they're going for the moon? How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, yeah. Ooh. So it says domestically, it's doing a 60 mil possible second weekend with a two its biggest yearly total. But I'm trying to see what's the total of it so far. Uh, Made 14 million yesterday, which is the best Tuesday of 2026. Across Project Hail Mary, it only did 9. Easter Monday, so Box Office Mojo save me. But like I said though, yeah, reception wise, it is all over. But as usual, you got critics in the like 40s, but you also got like fans in the high 90s and stuff. In fact, I saw someone compare saying that this is like the Deadpool and Wolverine of game movies, where people were like gaga over it as it came out, but now you got people just saying, Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't really all that good. It's just fan service. And I don't know. It happened before. It's basically what the Goblin said. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they'll hate you, so why bother? Because it's right.
It's fun. So yeah, anyways, I guess we should be thinking about what the future holds.
Oh,
We're
wait.
still assuming that there's gonna be a Donkey Kong movie in the works. Goodness knows they still managed to have him teased in the Yoshi montage where he's like going through New York City. Right, another reference is Donkey Kong is around a construction site, so I guess Pauline is around and needs to subjugate things. But I know a big talk that's going around lately is Charlie Day is really pushing to have a Luigi's Mansion movie, and goodness knows that there is so much there that they can do. They could have the EGAD introduction. They could have like the plot of having Mario be captured this time instead of Luigi in the first movie, and then like introduce King Boo being like a villainous factor. And of course, a lot of people being introduced to Star Fox in this movie would definitely be enamored to want to see a Star Fox project with him.
So worldwide, it's already at 435 million in its second weekend. So if it keeps this pace up, it might be well onto the billion mark. And even if it doesn't hit it, well, I'm pretty sure Illumination will like have to scale back a bit. But hell, Jimbo's still making Avatars 4 and 5. In fact, his rule is make it cheaper and a little bit shorter. But he said we streamlined enough of the workflow to be able to like it won't be another long wait like the other ones. So even if it fell under, it's not enough for it to be like oh well we're stopping. So I think if Mario Galaxy keeps up at that pace, we might still get yet another. I mean they have to after the hint they did at the end of this one. I'm sorry. Has anyone picked up that phone? What phone?
Which I fucking called it.
Yeah. Once again, she did tease that the potential hinted character would indeed be Princess Daisy, which got me giddy. But I wrote one myself. I call it that because on the morning I was going to go see Rogue One, I happened to look up YouTube just to like find a song or something. And what do I see but a picture of a rebel punching against the glass while there's a red glow behind him? And I had no idea for the context of that. On the day of, I was going to go see Rogue One.
Aw, man.
I mean, I didn't know the context of it, so I still did the biggest whoop when that lightsaber turned on. But, so, I'm looking up some.
Definitely had a big. You had definitely a big whoop when you saw the short glove.
Yeah, but I was looking up something for Galaxy, like to get a song. And what do I see but a camera shot of Daisy? And I go, well, it could be a mock up. So when I saw the gloved fist, I go, oh god, I did see it, but I still got a big whoop out of it. And it looks like they're going back to making her a little tannish, where she's not like brown like me, but she's definitely getting a little more of her melanin back in her.
Yeah.
Now, the big question though, if they were to do her, who would be the voice?
I'm going to have to say Scarlett Johansson.
I can see that.
Why not? They already have her signed on doing the Jurassic movies, and she's definitely not being happy joy with the Disney crew.
And
like,
she was.
Might as well just keep going with the Universal banner.
And she has worked with Illumination on the Sing movies as Ash the Porcupine. Although, I threw out a name like if we're gonna make her.
But if not her, I definitely would say like a very uh, hectic Haley Steinfeld.
I threw out because if they're looking at her Latina, you want to put a Latina actress there. Jenna Ortega, or maybe even since she's probably looking for a franchise now. What about redemption for Melissa Barrera as Daisy?
I would be so for either of those two. That would be so awesome. And then that would also lead to like, well, we already have a powerhouse action-packed princess with Peach. What's Daisy gonna bring to the table?
Pure sass.
Competition. Yeah, that. But also competition because we have this princess coming in, be like badass and show off, and all the talents are gonna be enamored with her. And of course, Daisy Peach is gonna be like, oh, that's actually kind of refreshing to have someone getting more attention for the toads than me after all these years. Wow, that's a lot of toads being wowed by this character who I could literally do the same thing, but it's just not that important.
Yeah, but the first thing we see is that monkey that rips off Toad ends up like running away, and a fist knocks her on, and when the little wood creature's like, "Oh, thank you, Your Majesty," and you go, "There's Daisy smiling proudly." As although I bet you some Sonic fans are going to accuse
But
it of ripping off the Amy scene. Same energy.
hey, if it works in one franchise, why not?
Although it was a power move
But
that the,
I could definitely tell you this: showing her be that kick-ass definitely makes me feel very safe, very confident that they're gonna have the sassy tomboy Princess Daisy vibe going.
although to quote Emperor Palpatine with the ironic, um, it seems like those guys who spent years making video after video about Captain Marvel this and that are getting on the side of Brie Larson for being in that movie that's sticking it to Disney, being Princess Rosalina, and that she was only being performative so she can further her career. She's actually, this is the real her, because, I mean, who better to play Rosalina than a person who kicked out her boyfriend for saying she's taking the last level of Super Mario Galaxy too seriously?
She did also dress up pretty good in that dress that was very evocative of Rosalina.
Yeah, the point is though that suddenly people.
Oh man, she was so close to reaching the finals in the Mario Kart world video that all the cast were playing. It basically amounted to it was Chris Pratt as Mario versus Benny Safdie as Junior.
Mhm. Oh, but oh my goodness, like I said, like I said, this movie did hit well for me. I can see why it didn't for others,
I
but hmm.
I agree. I am going to make it also another big prediction. I know we kind of hit at the end that we have like Dry Bowser and Junior like in jail with the
The psychotic Luma.
it turns out which turns out their name is actually Lumalel.
Yeah, but Luma Lels came
But
back.
I but I'd argue that the next edition, the next story is going to have the Mario Brothers face their match, and
Ah,
I
the
do mean
Waz.
literally, with the Warriors. The Warriors are going to cause a lot of trouble in the Mushroom
You
Kingdom.
know, this would be stupid. It would never happen. But wouldn't it be funny if the
Y-
movies were a way we canonize Wa Peach?
Oh God,
You can tell I really like that Neko
I
arc guy.
I love that idea.
It would never happen, but hey,
But
I
but
know.
then again, we kind of already have Daisy being the rival, like friendly rival to uh Peach.
Although another thing too, though, everyone keeps saying this. Make it happen. We have Charlie Day as Luigi. Make it happen. Have Danny DeVito as Wario.
I honestly don't think anyone would ever cast anyone else being Wario unless they got like I don't know, like the fucking Vincent D'Onofrio as what?
Oh, I'm all for
Oh
that.
God, I just gave them an even better idea.
Because he worked with.
No, that's forbidden. It has to be Danny DeVito or nothing.
He did work with Universal in the Jurassic series. And
No, it has to be Danny. Danny DeVito or no go.
watch, it's going to be Liev Schreiber anyway, because Kingpin. And I can do once again do that one thing I always say: you don't call, you don't write. How else am I supposed to get your attention? Now, who would be Waluigi? Huh?
Who is the antagonistic? What's the name of that dickhead that's in the Always Sunny in Florida that always kind of gives Charlie Day a lot of grief?
His name eludes me, but that would be so funny. Anyway, I think we've gone on long enough. This is rambling, of course, but we are excited for the future of this franchise. I mean, uh, the I think
I
there's.
I just so happy. I just so happy that this movie is going to have like a lifelong memory attached to it. It's being like my first date movie. In fact, it not only that. After we watched the movie, we we went out to the lobby and there was a photo booth in it, and it's always been my fantasy to actually have a photo booth with either a girly pop best friend or a love of my life along with it. And it turns out one of the options of the theme for like the photo strips would be a Super Mario Galaxy movie theme. And of course, we just did our takes, including our kiss immortalized in a picture frame. And it's just, it's just gonna be so magical. And I always remember every scene where I just like have my arms around her, like all the
That's
small kisses, especially during like the Star Festival.
when the
It's
moon
just
hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's awesome. I had to.
sorry, I get into the giggle fits
Oh,
where people just tease me about the relationship I'm in.
yeah. One last reference that made me obviously be a big idiot over it was to cap off the flag at the end of the whole thing. Mario gets the feather.
Yeah, he gets to fly with his cape finally instead of just being a dumb commercial gag.
I mean, come on, Super Mario World is my jam.
Oh, and he gets kissed by Peach. So second Nintendo, they can be more than friends.
Alrighty then, but yeah, so I guess that's all we're gonna talk about for now with that. If you wanted to go see it, go see it. If you saw it and liked it, fine. If you didn't, also fine. I mean, it's okay for a movie to be just fine, but I know as a kid, if I was a kid who saw this as my first Mario thing rather than Lance Henriksen being a huge fungus, I think I would have been over the moon for this one. Huh, I love those plumbers.
Yeah.
He was literally there for a day. They just said, "Hey, Lance, come and do this for us." Like, oh, all right. But anyway, well, that's it.
Uh,
This has been a ramble. So I
it,
think next time
it
we'll
was
talk about.
it was just a it was just a fun, very visually appealing, very colorful, very vibrant, active movie. It's the type of movie I feel like I'm gonna put on just to feel good again. It's just gonna be a nice
Comfort
feel good movie to
comfort
put
food.
on. A comfort food, like just the same taste as the Star Bits, which as it
Aww.
turns out it's actually honey.
Anyway, so I think next time we'll talk will definitely be Mortal Kombat, probably.
I'm pretty sure there might be another. Actually, I'm trying to think, coming up with nothing. So yeah, it'd probably be Mortal
Because
Kombat 2. We talk about.
Mando and Grogu's not till the 22nd. Mortal Kombat's the 8th.
Yeah, that's after that. Oh my god, we're so excited to talk about that.
Alrighty then.
So excited to see it, for God's sakes.
Your girl Katana has a prominence.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, this is Johnny Cat 79, aka Chris, signing off with my usual co-host Derica, aka Dark Neon.
Thank you so much for listening to our ramble review.
Alright, that's a wrap. Wahoo!